You know, it's when I started traveling that I realized that every country have their own problems. So you see how you guys are talking about protests. If you go on Twitter, protest. If you go to my country, another gist. If you go to Ghana, another problem. if you go to South Africa, so you are killing the whites.
Yeah.
If you go to Madagascar, it's hunger.
Did you see how much bunda the women there have?
Hey man, I didn't notice though.
You didn't notice?
Like there was
This is a serious
There
one.
was this fly.
Hey,
Hey, don't be confused though. That's the first country that I went to. As the plane was landing, I wanted to follow the next people and leave. Nigerians, we just want to take over territory.
modern day colonialists.
But even last year, we were on the street scared, but we were there still. It's not like people are not scared.
Yeah.
I think also there's sort of comfort that comes with numbers.
Over 26. This is the
This is the Brunch Club.
Over 26. Welcome back to
The mics are cool.
Now, when you watch it, you'll understand.
What up, my name is Chaxy, the mastermind, your main guy, the Lord Chaxy, the brief from Mariah is around, the amazing masters around, the whole gang is around, episode 271, we are
Mic check.
And it goes without saying, Steve Ndukwu is around. Hey, did I get it right?
That's literally a tongue twister.
Guys, you guys are so dramatic.
Because you're so quiet. And then,
What is happening?
You're not the first guest.
Yeah,
They're always so chill.
everyone is always surprised.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
that's the energy.
Yeah.
But even you have a lot of energy in the videos. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it usually comes, but you know, like we know we're all seated. It seems like my house. I'm in a couch,
Because
chilling.
you're always doing extreme stuff
you know,
outside.
so,
Yeah.
okay, that's interesting.
Did I get the pronunciation right?
Nduku.
Unduku.
Yeah,
Where's the
U?
O?
Where's
But
the
the
U?
O is not there.
it's a local name. You know, locals' name don't go by the pronunciation.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Just how the people in the
Nduku.
village call it.
Oh.
Yeah.
So in Nairobi, Nduku, back home, you're
But I
Nduku.
heard here in Nairobi, in Kenya, you guys have some people that have that name.
But it says Nduko.
We have
yeah.
Yes.
Nduko?
Nduko, yeah.
From where? Eastern?
Yeah.
I've never had
Yeah.
any Nduko from
Kamba.
Eastern.
It's a Kamba name, right? Yeah, Nduko.
Definitely. Yeah, how you doing, man?
I'm all right.
Yeah.
I'm all good. Yeah. This is my, I don't know, 5th or 6th time
In Nairobi?
in Kenya.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just got back from Kisumu, actually.
Nice. How'd you like it?
It was nice. I went to Mingo Island.
Hey.
Oh, wait, you were filming something in Migingo?
Mm-hmm.
Did
Nice.
And I went to chop fish.
As you should.
I literally learned that from her maybe
Chop
3
rice.
weeks ago.
Yeah.
Chop rice.
Chop rice.
Yeah.
Did you see how much bunda the women there have?
Hey man, I didn't notice though.
You didn't notice?
Like there was
This is a serious
there
one.
was this fly.
Hey,
don't be confused though.
I am not a serious man.
Don't be confused though.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't see clearly. Like they have this island fly. Is it island fly? Is that what it's called?
hold up. Can we pass him the
Like,
thingy?
It was so much that like it's just everywhere. So you spend half the time trying to like.
Okay.
clear
I'm
your face.
so
On the
confused.
island now, you mean on the island?
Yes, on the island. Yeah.
How far was it from Kisumu actually? I haven't
quite
been
a
to
distance.
Migingo.
We dropped at the airport and we drove for like another 2 hour 30 minutes.
Oh, that's like the same.
And then we got to the shore and then took a boat for another 1 hour 30 minutes.
I would
A
never be.
speedboat or
It's a speedboat, but it was not going
Speeding.
fast. They only had one engine. I said, maybe we should put more engine. He now told us, hey, this thing is, how much was it? 350,000 Kenyan shillings.
Hey, no.
How much did they sell the engine?
The total price of the boat itself is around 400,000.
But he said the engine. How much is the
The
engine?
engine is 180,000.
80,000. I said, you buy two
that's
so
not
that
a
we go
speedboat
fast.
for
Eh?
sure.
That's not a speedboat.
He's like, let's go, let's go.
That's a regular.
Let's go so that
boat.
the sun don't go down. He does not want to be in the sea
Yeah.
at night.
I would never be on a boat for now.
Yeah, but it's good actually. You get to take natural air, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were in Migingo for how many days?
Hey, no days. Hours.
In and out.
Yes. Like 2 hours, 3 hours. 3 hours. Yeah, 3 hours plus.
Yeah. Is
That's
that-
what, I was just making a video. Just wanted to see what the life of the people there is like. And I heard like they had like a long-term dispute between, you know, Uganda and
Uganda,
Kenya.
yeah.
So I wanted to learn about that as well. You know, that's part of what we do, you know, just share stories from around the world. Yeah.
Because the Ugandan government had said that the land belongs to Kenya, but the fish belongs to
Hey,
Uganda.
if you go there, you first get a letter from the local government. From the local government, you go to Kenyan police. When you're done with Kenyan police, you go to Uganda police. And when you are leaving, you have to go back to those same people.
Clear.
Yeah.
And that's not
madness.
even, and you're not even fishing. You're just
Yeah,
visiting.
you're just a visitor. And why, if you're a content creator, while you're dead, you have to know what you're shooting because they have some bad press as well. So
Okay.
Damn.
yeah, you guys wait for the video.
Yeah.
Go check it out when I post
Do they
it.
give you a guide to monitor?
Yeah. We had a guide.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. At least
Wait,
that's
so
better.
the guide is just to make sure you don't.
Record what you
The
did.
guide is there so you don't record the the,
Really?
That is crazy.
Damn. So then you came back to Kisumu and back to Nairobi?
yeah, back to Nairobi. And
that's
now
a-
I'm going to Lesotho.
Yeah.
That's all today.
No, I'm going 2 days time.
No, coming back to Nairobi was today.
Yeah, no, I was here 2 days ago.
Oh, 2 days ago.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're gonna be here on Wednesday to record the protests as well.
Ish, man.
Actually, this episode drops on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So yeah. We can take with the protest.
Yeah, if you wanna
wanna
go.
record.
Is it safe? Because I heard that they are
It is
Wait,
definitely
but
not
were you
safe.
outside for 2010, 20 when the
Nigeria.
protest in Nigeria happened?
I was there for a few, but I stopped going.
Okay.
Yeah, but like with all these protests, like you're out there for good intentions. You
Yeah.
want justice and stuff, but sometimes these police people, because they did it in my country.
Yeah.
They shot people and they were clearing people's body at night, and the government came and they denied everything.
Yeah.
But I'm like, this same government, people went to vote for them again.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what do you guys want?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just very scared. Like, what if they shoot and the police can easily say it's a mistake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a mistake.
That happens all the time.
We didn't know.
I can assure you, no one knows how Wednesday is gonna go down.
Yeah.
Everyone is on edge.
For you guys, be
for
careful,
sure.
please.
It's
when you
very
go out.
volatile. It's very unpredictable.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so far, is the government reacting to what you guys are protesting for?
No. So the main reason why guys are even going back on the streets, for Nigeria was because of police brutality, right?
Police
And
brutality.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
for us, So for us, it began. So on Wednesday is going to be 1 year since the big protest from last year, which I'm sure maybe you saw online when there was the big protest. So it's gonna be 1 year since then, June 25th.
Yeah.
The initial idea was for us to just commemorate the day and honor the people who were killed by the policemen. But then what happened is 2 weeks ago, was it 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago? There's a teacher called Albert Ojwang who published something about the
Basically
the
just-
assistant
yes.
head of police, and then the guy was picked from his home, which is like
Kisumu,
10 hours.
literally.
Yeah.
Actually, around where you landed, when you
Yeah.
were going around that area, drove
Rode
back
all
to
the
Nairobi,
way.
and then he was murdered by the police on that same night. Wow.
Yeah.
So then of course, because it died in the custody of the police, as soon as the information broke, of course we were in arms. We were like, guys, we need to know exactly
What
what happened,
happened?
and the people are responsible to be held accountable.
Oh my God.
Now we went again to the streets to demonstrate. When we went back to the streets to demonstrate, a hawker was shot dead by the police
Yeah.
at close range.
Yes.
It's on video. So of course now everyone has
Everyone
videos
is-
and pictures.
yeah.
Yeah.
So now Wednesday, which was supposed
where is the guy that shot?
He was identified.
They
by
were arraigned in court.
They were arraigned in
but
court.
even then, first of all, it's already legal for you to be covering your face when you're in court. But for some weird reason, they were allowed to cover their faces.
but they're already in court. So now the dynamics for Wednesday have changed.
Yeah.
Initially, we were
Altogether.
supposed we'd go out to protest just
Yeah.
to commemorate and honor the people who died last year. But now
now-
it's just become something else. So I think it's going to be a very
something
big
else.
protest.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, don't be scared. I'll just give you.
saying all that.
I'll just give you.
Don't be scared.
I'll just give you a Batman suit.
That's what I was gonna ask. Do you have like a bulletproof vest or
No,
something?
you might have to have one.
I can assure
But
you,
you
it will help
need,
you.
but you need like a full on like head to toe.
Would you go?
I was at the last year's
So you're not going
protest.
for this one?
Honestly, I could go, but I need
You
like
need bulletproof-
not even bulletproof vest. I just need. Of course, I'm gonna go scared, but I just need to be with someone who I know. Like both of us are scared, but bet.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That's crazy.
But even last year, we were on the streets scared, but we were there still. It's not like people are not scared.
Yeah.
I think also there's sort of comfort that comes with numbers. When
Yeah.
you realize that, your friends are going out. Almost
Yeah.
everyone you've agreed
So you
you're
just want to
going.
join them?
Yeah.
No, but it wasn't like a formal kind of thing. It was like, yes, we're all going outside for the right reason, but just knowing that at least I have my homies next to me, there's a bit of a cushion that you feel like,
Yeah.
okay, it's not so bad. At least I have my friends with me.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's better comfort than being around strangers.
There you go.
Yeah. So how are things resolved by this? So when the protests were happening in Nigeria, was it ever resolved?
It
Or
was
it's
never.
just faded?
It was never resolved. The government put in more security, and they're now like, we don't want to see anybody out anymore. Everybody's still at home. Yeah.
How does it work in Nigeria? Like, if you want to protest, is there like a legal framework? You go get a permit.
You don't need any permit. Just protest. So far as you're not destroying. So far as you're not destroying things, you're not, because this protests. What I learned is sometimes the government will send talks to mix up with the protests, and then those talks will then cause chaos, and then they're going to say, "Oh, look at the peaceful protesters are now destroying things. So now let's stop them."
Literally,
so they will bring in the police, and then they have. So if you sue them, they'll say, "Oh, but they were destroying things."
Because here, I think you get a permit from the police.
Which is even supposed to be.
The idea for the permit from the police. The idea for the idea for informing the police here is because they're supposed to protect you. That's the idea. The idea is you're going to protest in CBD. Then they should send security to protect you.
Yeah.
But
the other
way around.
You find yourself on the wrong side of that gun.
Yeah. So same thing. Protests happen peacefully, and then the government sends goons. So as soon as goons come in, they'll vandalize, do whatever they do. And then now the government, ideally, the government needs an excuse to kill people.
Someone told me like some of the talks, they said they have not been paid.
Yeah.
You guys are I thought we were mad in Nigeria. Like, you guys are wondering
if they go back to the streets to protest that.
It's like
there'll be other goons.
It's mad.
They've not paid us salary for the last promotion. And now you want another one.
So the goons thugs should now come protest with us because they've not been paid.
Really.
So they should join us on.
So you guys are protesting for something else. They are protesting for their salary.
So anyway, we're all the same
everybody
camp.
have
It's
problem
fine.
now.
Yeah. It's so hectic here when there's protest for police reforms. The police are against you. And you're telling them, I'm here fighting for you.
Yes.
Better pay, better salary, better living conditions, better working hours.
Healthcare, it's mad.
They still shoot you.
Yeah.
And you know, it's crazy because a young kid, so there's a lady who got raped in one of the estates here. And then people in the estate went to protest, and a young kid got killed as well. This is 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So Wednesday is just piling up into
Hey man, wait, Wednesday is what day again? Is that already
25th?
Is that already I'm flying out?
Just push your flight. Just go protest. That's a
25th.
What time is your
What time
flight?
do you guys start protesting?
in the morning. Early in the morning. Yeah, we protest in shifts. People will go in the morning.
Yeah.
Then by noon they can leave. Then there's an afternoon shift.
With
then there's an
energy.
evening shift. Now guys who are working after 5.
Yes.
Yeah. So people protest in shift.
The evening shift is the bravest.
It's the
Because it gets dark, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Because how it was then when we were processed. So every like evening when it gets to like 6:30 sundown, people just bring their cars, park around, and just sit down and they're playing music. So now it's like
It's a street party.
Yeah, it's like a street party. People were there smoking weed, drinking. I was like, are you guys here to protest?
You guys are just taking a national leave day.
Like, what is happening here?
That is mad.
Here you can't even drive in because the crowds are so big.
Yeah.
Even driving one is risky, but also you won't even get anywhere because the entire road is full of people.
No, you know,
bro,
before,
like the
before
crowds are
protest,
insane.
Before the protest would start, people would quickly go
Drive
and
their
put their cars, park their cars there with the sunroof, open it up and sit down on top
You guys
with
were
their,
vibing.
with their drinks.
With the
Artists
Imagine taking
came
your
there
car
to
with a
perform.
sunroof to a protest.
artists came to perform.
Artists came to perform, yes.
Oh, the people are stuck in the protest.
Yes.
For free or they were paid? So who pays them?
I don't know. I think it was, hey man, you're not going to get money for
Of
that.
course.
Yeah.
Everyone
But
just having a good time.
then we had Peace Square, we had Timmy Dakolo. These are all like big artists. They
That's
came there,
madness.
they did like a stage.
You guys have a festival.
But anyway, if you had
People dress
if you
up.
had Peace
Where are you
Square-
going to? Hey, I'm going to protest. Like,
Bling on.
yeah, bling bling.
out.
You got your drip on. You got your sneakers and stuff like that.
Because
Yeah.
here people dress down. You dress in comfort first.
Yeah.
And then people
black,
started.
plain
of
colours.
course, when you have people, you have stores now. You want to buy drinks? Yeah. Yes.
Here on
water.
Wednesday, I'll dress like I'm going to the gym.
Literally.
Because it's going to be
It's a running fest.
it's going to be a running fest with the police.
You don't even wear your fly sneakers. You wear your most comfortable
Yes,
sneakers.
the ones that you know you can, it gives you pace.
Wait, there was no
Jesus
tear gas
Christ.
or police.
Initially, there wasn't. So I think it's when the government sent in talks, and then those stuff started destroying things, and
Yeah.
then they forcefully started pushing
Shooting at
everybody
people.
away.
Which
Yeah.
corruption do you think is worse?
Corruption?
Nigeria or Kenya?
Hey, Nigeria.
Hey,
bro.
Nigeria
Hey,
wins.
I've not been to
Well,
Nigeria.
Snakes, monkeys,
Well,
and snakes
yeah.
swallowing billions.
I'm sure
They
even maybe
win.
the money for tear gas was looted.
That's why there was no tear gas.
Bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
maybe I can call the president and ask him.
Or can you? Let's call him.
Huh?
Let's call him.
I don't have his number. He said they're always tagging him on Instagram. He said everybody on social media don't like him.
Your
Because
president.
we're always abusing him online, yeah.
That's similar to us.
How does he react when he's abused?
When
When he's abused, how does he react?
you just say, "Oh,
Do you
please,
love me? I saw
please."
that video.
He said, "Please, I came here to work for you. Don't tag me on social media."
But that's a better president. Do you know what the president in Kenya and his people do when we troll him, which is every day?
Yeah.
People get abducted.
For real.
Even this teacher that got killed that I'm telling you about
man,
is
that's-
because of that.
criticizing.
Yeah.
It's-
I like how
it's
Bien
insanity.
put it. Bien said in Kenya we have freedom of expression, but we don't have freedom
freedom
after
after
the expression.
Yeah. And they literally at your door.
That is crazy.
They
Imagine.
can pick you up, yeah.
Imagine.
Like somebody did like of course like just a program for Wednesday. It's not like an official program because no one really has a program for
Yeah.
Wednesday. But part of the program included 2 p.m. The people hang the president. 2 p.m. guys will hang the president.
When is the next election? Yours is 5 years.
2027.
27,
Yeah.
5
years.
years.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
And you
it's a long
guys?
time. Ours is 4 years.
Damn.
Even better. Shorter
4
period
years.
of time.
But the guy in power right now, man, it's going to be difficult to take that guy out.
But I thought the guy is too old though.
It's not about, the guy got money and power.
Mm.
Do you have term limits? How many times can
It's 4 years. Then you have to contest again for the next 4 years.
And
But
then you're done.
You can't take him down.
So only twice. You can only go. You can
can
only
only
fight
do
twice.
2 terms.
Yeah, 2
Okay.
terms.
Well, same or less
Two
the same,
terms.
yeah.
Very
But,
similar to
that 2 terms is long. 8 years. No, 8 years.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a long time
Really is
when
a
stuff
lot.
is not happening. Like when
Yeah.
you're broke and economy is not working.
And I don't know why in Africa we don't really take government out. Like you're not satisfied, they vote, they try to take him out in office. I don't know. Yeah, maybe the process is too long.
I think there's definitely systems that don't work.
Yeah.
Because even legally there could be systems to check someone out, right? But the rigging that happens in elections.
Yeah.
So when someone has money and power, it becomes very difficult for them to be taken out just because of how
They can
deep
control.
corruption is. I don't know, are elections fair in Nigeria or people rig as well?
Ish, man. That's
That's all we need to know.
like
Something
you
else
go
in
to a place like
itself.
Kano. Kano is in the north. You drive there, you don't see anybody. But when election results come, you're going to see 20 million.
Excuse
I
me.
don't know. Where is this? Yeah, so it's crazy. I don't know, man. Politics is such a crazy thing.
Is your opposition functional?
So right now, the APC, they are taking territories and they are trying to turn the country into a one-party system. Usually,
What?
Yeah, not like literally, but that's what they are trying to do. So they are now taking over states.
Okay.
So we used to have like 2 parties, which is APC and PDP, and now the APC PDP only rules like very few now. So yeah, it's crazy. I don't know how the future looks like.
Are they in cahoots or did they don't see eye to eye?
Yeah.
What?
The opposition party and the ruling party.
Are they working together?
Yeah.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
But I think in the Senate and House of Representatives, from your constituency, you can be any party.
Okay.
So far as you're elected by your people to go and represent them, right? Yeah, but of course there's that disagreement between the 2 parties. Yeah.
So basically they're legally trying to make it a one-party state.
Yeah,
legally.
because the goal is to make every state, because we have 36 states. So the goal is to make every state an APC state. So if every state is an APC state, it means any
Basically,
leader,
has to
that
be
comes
from
up
that party.
from APC he has like
It's guaranteed almost.
Yeah, you're going to win, which is very bad for a country. You need opposition.
Yeah.
So it's
very
getting weaker now.
calculated and
so now you
sinister.
come in, you hear a governor has swapped.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, from the outside looking in, what do you see like the potential for Kenya, especially economically and creatively?
Man, I think
just from the outside, yeah.
From the outside, I see like you guys, your positioning is very good in East Africa. You guys got some rare air minerals, and your aviation is doing well for you guys as well.
Yeah.
Because aviation can be the stepping stone into so many industries. Because once you're able to bring people in and take people out, you can create a whole economy around that. Build on tourism, build on tourism, which is what Turkey right now is doing. Like I don't know how they were able to do it, but right now I was speaking to someone else. They were like the medical tourism in Turkey now is crazy. So people go for vacation. People go for medical treatment and vacation.
Yeah.
But mostly it's cosmetic medical.
Cosmetic
right?
enhancement.
Yeah, so every country can have their own, focus, But what I'm just trying to say is like I think Kenya is like very blessed, and you guys are not even as populated as Nigeria. So it means they can still manage. You can imagine. You can imagine a government trying to manage 200 plus
million people. It's crazy
with 70 something languages.
Yeah. Because I've seen the packages for Turkey. They don't even look like medical trips. You're booked in the finest hotels, first class tickets.
You go to do like the very popular one for guys,
Yeah.
hair transplant. They'll tell you we're going to do your hotel, like a normal tour package.
Yeah.
We'll do your hotel, transfer, tour activities, and then the other things. So
Bring
it's
yourself
You get to relax a few days before the procedure.
Yeah.
And then
so
still
it's
stay after.
really adding to the economy. Seriously, like it's really adding to the economy. But it's a great thing your president did by taking off the visa requirement. That was like very good. I really wish every African country would imitate.
I think Rwanda have also taken out visa requirements.
Yeah, but for Rwanda, you don't pay. You guys don't. You pay money. Why?
In Kenya?
Yes.
Wait, you get a visa on arrival, but you pay for it.
You pay before. It seems like it's the same thing. You just remove the visa. Okay, no visa, but we need the money.
How much was the visa?
The visa was almost $70.
God
70?
damn.
Yes.
Wait, so no visa requirement, but you pay in advance
advance.
$70.
And now it's called
E-visa.
no, it's not e-visa. ETA.
Basically, it's an entrance
hell?
fee.
Yeah, it's that's it.
And how
Entrance-
much was the visa before? Almost same.
I think it's almost same. Yeah, they just said no
they
more visa,
removed
but we
printing
need the
costs and
money. But
logistics.
for Rwanda, you can just go in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't need
That
to
is
pay.
crazy.
You don't need to pay.
I didn't know we
anything.
have an entrance fee for
But when you get to think about the immigration and how it works, it's just meant to. Some countries are not innovative or smart enough to think about ways to generate money.
Yeah.
So the visa is always an old school way of making money.
Yeah.
Guaranteed way of
It's
making
guaranteed,
money.
you know. But if you're very smart, you can always find a way. Just like what Qatar would do. They'll tell you, oh, you are transiting to America, you're transiting to Europe. It's fine. Come, we're going to give you 3 days extra. In that 3 days, go and explore the country.
You leave more
And
money.
You
in
know
that
that
You spend money.
you are going to go and spend money.
Yeah.
Your hotel, you go and chop life. Before you know, you were transiting, but you have spent $1,000.
True.
So you can be smart about these things. Instead of gatekeeping. Oh, you must pay.
You must pay this before you.
Yeah.
True.
I think it's just sad how expensive it is to travel within Africa.
That's a new conversation. You don't want to go there, man.
Especially you, because I can imagine your content is predominantly Africa. One, there's the visa restrictions.
Like, it's crazy.
And
like,
also-
let me give you a typical example. Right now, I'm trying to go to Ethiopia just here. So
We could even drive there. We could drive you
for
from
you guys,
Nairobi.
For you guys,
Yeah.
but for us in West Africa, you need to apply for an e-visa. As a matter of fact, now I was even checking, like, Nigerians don't even qualify for e-visa anymore. So it means I have to take my passport and go and submit with bank statement and prove that I'm not trying to relocate
To Ethiopia.
to Ethiopia, which is insane. So I have so many. So I'm just like,
Nigeria is top there with the restrictions.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have a lot of restrictions.
So I don't
Globally.
blame these guys. I think they should do it. I think a lot of people will
You
say,
understand
oh,
you misbehaved.
listen, bro. I went to Namibia. I was trying to rent a car, and this guy said, "Oh, if not that I know you personally, or I know you that you're a social media person, I will not give you my car," because he was telling me what some other Nigerians came and they took his car over the border and
I figured.
They went to
South
Are you
Africa. I
serious?
figured.
So they came in from Cape Town
Yeah.
to Namibia, rented the car, and they took it to Zimbabwe. They sold the car in Zimbabwe. So,
Yeah,
so
add more
he was
restrictions.
like, I was like, hey, man, why do people do? So I just come online and just say, please, guys, if you rent somebody's car, please return their car. If you stay in somebody's apartment, please keep
Just
it clean.
pay. Yeah,
At least this
pay.
reputation, we can start
Yeah.
one after the other. Because people have caused so much damage. So we that are going in with pure intentions, we now
it's so
you don't have to prove yourself too much. I just cry whenever I hear things, and you're not going to blame these people for putting these restrictions. People have dealt with them.
Yeah.
Have dealt with them. And I heard the Ethiopian one, they said Nigerians take drugs on there, which is insane.
The repetition of... So what is it? Because I know there's some countries is because of money laundering. Some countries is because of the Yahoo boys thing.
Nigerians, we just want to take over territory.
Modern day colonialists.
Even here,
Yeah,
there's like a small neighborhood here you've taken over.
Yeah.
Even in Canada,
There's a small Lagos.
called Resambu that
Yeah.
you've completely
We
taken
call
over.
it Lagos. That's Lagos.
I wish we can only do the good side of these things and just ignore the bad side. Like actually go into these countries and contribute to the economy and
Yeah.
stuff like that. It would be nice, but going to someone's country to cause chaos.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why you go to
foolishness.
someone's country and go and join cult. Like, make it
Why?
make sense. Why? What are you gaining from going to somebody's country and taking a machete and you are going to scratch on the ground?
Yeah.
Are they paying you? Like, I don't know, man. I just, it's crazy.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I love how bold and loud. I don't know what is it about Nigerians that, because you're very loud, proud, but also it comes at an expense. You know, it's the way you'd say you love someone for the same, you hate someone for the same reason. You love somebody,
them
like a
true.
typical Kanye West situation. I'm like, the same reasons you love Kanye for the same reasons
you hate
you know.
him.
But what is it about the culture? Is it because it's too many people for small opportunities, guys have to be too smart?
It just comes from that whole, like, we live in a country where our government don't really take care of us. So it just seems like, I am 29 and all through when I was born, I have never received anything from the government. The government has never subsidized anything for me. I have never received any grants or whatever. So everything I have done was from my parents, and then I took over and took care of myself. So when I know, like, I live in a place like that where help doesn't come, then I have to step in and survive in any way possible. So that's why you see some people take that energy and go into they go into drugs, go into scamming, like literally doing anything to
and
survive.
everything,
You know, so some people lose their etiquette, they lose their principles in the process of trying to pursue money. You know, so that's just the problem, and it's a very competitive country. You know, like you guys I know, like you guys do podcasts. If you come to Nigeria, they're like 15, 25, 30 very good podcasts. So you're going to be challenged. So you guys are saying you're posting 2 content a week. You're going to post 5 every day. Yeah. Like you guys get to hear about the musicians, the Burna Boy, the video. Bro, there are lots of artists when you come into the country. The ones that actually come above water, they're just small, but there's so many. So like every industry, like there are like so many people. So as a business person, it's very competitive. As a content creator, it's very competitive. Like anything you're doing is very competitive. And guess what? Somebody said Nigeria is a country that can rule itself. Most people operate without the government, you know, because of anything that the population, obviously, anything you're selling would sell because there's always a market for it. So even when we have governments that are very corrupt, that steal our money, take our money, we don't always feel it that much because everybody is entrepreneurial, everybody is self-reliant. So we can almost survive without any grant whatsoever.
Oh, wow.
Most of the wealthiest men from that country will tell you they have never had anything to do with the government, all hard work from themselves. So I think it's just that thing about Nigerians. When we come into a different, like you guys here, you guys are laid back, like you guys are chill. Like, I don't see that. Kenyans are not like very aggressive.
Really?
Like, in business, like you guys will be like, you know, like you guys look like someone like, oh, you close by 5 and then somebody's trying to purchase something by 4:59 and be like, oh, we are closed.
I don't want your money.
Open that shop. Let's sell. What do you want? You know, they're even trying to, like if you go to a typical Nigerian market, you go to someone who sells just television. You come there and say you are looking for microwave. He'll tell you, yes, I have it. Sit down. Which kind of microwave do you want? And before you know it, you have microwaves in your phone. But that is a television office. You know? So that
They will go buy a microwave and come sell it to you.
Don't buy. But isn't that the same as like if you went to Luthuli, or it's called Lake Insibidi?
And I want this and
Regardless of what store you go
wait.
into, even if it's jewelry, bro. And it's someone who sells fridges. He'll be like,
Wait.
gold chain, silver,
Wait.
just wait.
I know a guy.
Yeah. I think for Kenya, I think maybe Nigerians could be more aggressive. But like typically people in Nairobi are very aggressive. But if you went to Mombasa, the coastal part of Kenya,
That's the
we
chill.
complain about those people all the time.
That's the
Hotels open for breakfast at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
what?
even at 1.
And at 10 a.m., they're not open until food is ready. They're prepared.
They're waiting.
getting ready,
Oh customer, will you wait for us to start cooking?
Oh,
Bro,
wow.
Yeah.
But I sort of get it because it's very hot. So a lot of guys maybe would come in the evening, in the morning. But generally, people in the coast, for lack of a better word, we call them lazy.
Lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
they're just-
very toned
I
down.
think they're just laid back. They're chilled. You know when you
No.
don't have something
they're too
to see.
chilled.
They say in the jungle, there's this quote that people say in the jungle, when a gazelle wakes up, it has to run. When a lion wakes up, it has to run. The lion is chasing the gazelle is running for his life. So somebody has to wake up and run. So if there's nothing chasing you,
yeah.
you would chill.
Just
You,
graze around.
That's true.
you know.
And the main economic activity would be tourism. So then they're used to people visit.
Yeah.
You know,
Got it,
because
Yeah.
of mainly because of the coastline, and then of course because of the ocean, there's the other activities and things that come with it. But generally, people in the coast are just laid down. Like they're so
Laid
laid back.
back.
They're
Like,
so
it's
laid back.
easier to make money because guys, when you're on holiday, you're feeling a little generous. So you spend money easily. So they
You don't
don't feel the
tip
need to
people.
hustle.
Yeah.
But in Nairobi,
And now they hate Nairobi because they say Nairobi is too fast for them.
why are you opening your restaurant at 6?
Yeah.
You guys are waking up.
and closing at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
They don't get it. They just don't get it.
That is crazy.
Yeah. But so for real estate, because I think in Kenya you've done only one video, right? The real estate.
No,
one.
I've done I think 2 when I came the very first time, and then I came again, and I was with this guy. He owns Urban Interior or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, two videos.
Wait, but you've done the neighborhoods as well.
That was the very first one.
That was the very first one.
Yeah, that was a long
Yeah.
time ago. Like what? Oh, Google one was last year. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I think Raymond. I think that's when now. No, Raymond. I think Raymond mentioned when we were here for the Google thing.
Yeah.
In terms of real estate, let me just talk about maybe the best neighborhoods. Don't have to talk about. So Kenya, Zimbabwe, South Africa, Morocco, and Nigeria.
I should rank it based on these countries.
Yeah, real estate.
I mean, some of the most impressive I have seen have come out from Cape Town and Mauritius. Some of the most, but you know, these markets are very European influenced.
Yeah.
You know, Zimbabwe, yeah, not too much. Morocco, yeah, Morocco is very good, especially if you go to a coastal city called Tangier, it's close to Spain. They have like all these like California kind of homes that are sitting in the rock. The same type that you're going to see in like the Atlantic seaboard in Cape Town. Yeah. So I think Nairobi is more of, you guys love like the very expensive neighborhoods I've seen. Like they like privacies, like they use fence to cover up their houses. and,
Completely covered all the way.
man. Yeah, and
So you'll
then-
never even see the houses
So
inside.
yeah, flew drones, like you're just seeing the zinc and stuff like that. But you guys have some good, I mean, it's good to actually prioritize greenery, you know, which is not something we do so much in my country. So if I'm going to rank based on those lists, I would give Cape Town top on the list.
Definitely.
And then I'm going to go to Morocco, especially Tangier. And then I'm going to come back to which other country?
Nigeria.
Nigeria will be almost at the last.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the problem with Nigeria, if you were talking about costs in terms of how expensive, Nigeria will be top. And the reason it is because a lot of people are struggling to buy properties in a certain location. Like we are not spreading, you know. So most investors, they only want to invest in Lagos or Abuja. And you know, as a real estate construction company, you're operating based on supply and demand. So if you're having a lot of demand for a certain place, you make the price so high that it's almost unreasonable.
Yeah.
So the properties are super expensive. Like it seems like you're not buying value for money. Just like when you go to New York, for example, you will see like a small property and they'll call a stupid amount of, but you can get better if you go to places like Maryland or even New Jersey and stuff like that. So yeah, Cape Town, Morocco, Mauritius. Maybe I'm going to bring Kenya afterwards. But I saw some very nice ones in Seychelles as well. There's a neighborhood called Eden Island. It's just an estate, like just in the island. So you have to drive over the ocean to go on there. And I heard it was built by a South African architect, actually.
Wow.
Very nice. I think the coastal city, the island countries, they have really nice projects, except for Madagascar. I'm sorry, Madagascar.
Yeah, what's up? Oh, damn.
I went there, bro. Like that's the. Hey, let's skip that.
There was nothing to show.
That's the first country that I went to. As the plane was landing, I wanted to follow the next people and leave. Like it's crazy, man. Like
Damn, bro. I've actually never heard of anyone who comes from Madagascar.
hey, I have only one person that I always see her comment. One on my Facebook.
Aw.
One. So
Damn.
when I was posting the Madagascar video, some guys were like, "Hey, we only see one comment. Is it like people in your country don't have internet?"
They're not proud to be there.
Not proud.
No, I think it's the language barrier. You know,
Okay.
their first language is it's French. Second language is Malagasy. and I'm an English
okay, gotcha.
channel, so maybe they don't. But I mean, the YouTube video I made, I dubbed it, so if you can watch it in French.
Oh, wow.
So I saw Madagascar came in as top 3 locations.
Yeah.
Which made my RPM very bad.
It affected your RPM.
Very, like, very
But I'd
bad,
imagine, because also
Lord.
I don't see like a lot of content from there. So I'd imagine
It's because everybody
automatically,
is survive. They're trying to survive, and they
Yeah.
feel that the few people that have tried to survive, they've relocated to France.
Yeah.
And guess what? Their president has 2 nationalities. I'm not sure. This is what somebody told me.
Yeah.
They say he has a French passport. I didn't-
I mean, it only makes sense.
In case anything happened, you could just.
You can just-
But don't quote me. I'm not sure. But
Yeah.
yeah.
You know,
I thought Nigeria was the claim. Hey, Madagascar.
now I'm curious, bro. You know, we were talking about Morocco earlier and how Morocco is becoming one of the most advanced countries in Africa, but also the one, like last year, it was the most visited country in Africa.
Yeah,
Even above Egypt.
It's still so they tally with Egypt.
Yeah.
But if I'm to pick between the 2 destinations, it definitely has to be Morocco.
Yeah. But even so, because I'm just looking at how functional. I don't know. Maybe they also have their own problems. I don't know. But it just looks like everything is working.
It's so
Because
funny how that is the first country that I've gone to and they don't speak bad about their leader. They
That's
love
fire.
him. They
In
love
Africa?
him. Yeah, they love him so much.
wait, and that's on Burkina Faso. I'd assume now.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay,
Oh,
maybe-
we'll come to Burkina Faso.
I think that
because that's
Burkina Faso, that one is
it's
just
mostly
hype.
fear.
But that one, like, it's like, don't speak bad about, our presidents. Like, it just seems like, when I went there with the drone, they were like, oh, the airspace belongs to the king. Like,
Shut up.
when you have some sort of, like, love for your leader.
Yeah.
But when you come into the country, you can see, like, they're really, like I did a video, like, it's advanced. Like, when you look at some of the things that are making them advanced, Morocco is actually going to leave the rest of Africa when it comes to using traditional ways to generate electricity. They are going to proper solar. Like, there's a place in their name is hard. Ozert. I don't know, it's like they have like solar panels, and right now I think it's almost about 30%, and they are aiming for 50%. So they want to get to a point where they are powering their country with 50%
green
renewable energy. So that's one. The second is automobile. They have taken over from South Africa as the African country that produce the most cars. So they produce, not assemble.
That's not assemble, yeah.
Produce. And then, obviously, in tourism, they are tallying with Egypt when it comes to most visit. And then,
Actually, last year they beat Egypt because I read that
yeah,
a few months ago. Yeah.
it's always I think what is helping Egypt is just that those that are historical sites.
Yeah.
It's like you can't see anything like that in the world. But Egypt has to do better in terms of providing like infrastructure, and also there's a lot of scam that I don't like speaking bad about countries, but
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also even Morocco in terms of connectivity. Like, bro, the trains, the roads, the buses.
Yeah, they have a train called Al Bora.
Yeah.
This is the fastest train in Africa right now. I think it can do 300 and something kilometers per hour. Even South Africa's Gauteng train don't even match that speed.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're doing well, and then they are hosting AFCON and
Yes.
also co-hosting the FIFA World Cup with Spain.
Yes,
Spain.
in
So,
2030.
yeah, so
Bro.
there's a lot
Yeah.
happening in
And
the country.
even football, like the national team
Their national
is the
team
best in
is
the continent
strong.
currently.
Yeah.
And they're playing really well, bro. It's gonna be the first African country to co-host the World Cup, bro.
That's crazy. And it's
Like
just-
they're doing
crazy.
everything
They're building-
looks like it's working in Morocco.
Yeah, safety is also like country is quite safe.
Yeah.
To be very honest, they have quite potential. They have quite a number of potentials. Some people say it's because they are close to Europe. I don't think that.
I don't think so.
It doesn't change anything, bro. Even I mean, are you a football fan?
Not really. No.
Okay, for this episode you are. So another fan. Even Cristiano has his chain of hotels. He has one in Morocco. I think that's the only one in
Oh
Africa.
yeah, in Marrakesh.
Yeah, that's the only one in Africa.
Yeah.
Morocco just looks like things are working there, bro.
It
looks beautiful,
So
looks
from,
clean.
From what I have learned,
Yeah. I like how
Countries-
you're beginning with a disclaimer from what I have learned.
I don't like to
countries
say
with
this, but
the non-traditional way of governance, like democracy that we have, they tend to do better. Burkina Faso, Egypt, Morocco, countries that
Rule of law really
like
works.
they don't do this democracy thing, like because democracy, like people say, is a scam, and I think it is.
It is a scam. I agree.
Yeah, because you say, oh, election, you have to walk up to the polling unit and go and vote. But the thing is, your vote, is it really counting? That thing that you're, and because most of these politicians are very powerful, they can manipulate.
True.
They can manipulate these things. So even the countries in the Middle East, talking about Qatar, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, all of them, they don't live by democracy. But then you look at their economy, it is
Things are
booming.
working.
Yeah.
Look at what Saudi Arabia is doing. Saudi Arabia, that country is really, they have natural gas, they have oil. But they are like, the world is going to a point where people will not need this thing anymore.
True.
With climate change and all of these things people are trying to do to cut down on gasoline cars, they flip the switch and they say, you know what? We are open for tourism. Saudi Arabia is a country that you couldn't go before as a tourist. But now they have opened, and just type Saudi Arabia on your YouTube now.
Yeah.
Look at
Madness.
Look at what they are doing.
Look at all the sports, all the
Look at
big
what-
boxing matches.
Like
Saudi Arabia
it's
now.
crazy. They are
Football league.
just give them like another 4-5 years. They'll beat
different.
United Arab Emirates. They'll keep them as that.
Definitely. And also, like Saudi Arabia allowed for sale of alcohol now. Which is
That's
something
even
that
better. They need
their
for
money.
them to allow that,
They need
because
it.
also now they're saying if you're opening up the rest of the world, we have to accommodate them
Yes,
as
of
well.
course now.
Even
True.
same thing with when Dubai had to make, because Dubai used to operate in the old system where their weekend was Friday, Saturday. And they realized we can't play in the global hub of business. We can't say we're a global hub of business and we're losing one
One
day.
day.
You know, one full day of business
That's
is
a
so
lot of
costly.
money.
And they had to bend that. So now their weekends goes with everyone else's Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
Money is power, man.
Money is power.
Someone
man.
is thinking economically, for
Yeah.
sure.
I mean, you can respect your tradition, your religion,
Yeah.
but you see that
But-
money. Once you want somebody's money, you have to
Bend.
bend.
Accommodate
You have,
them.
yeah, just
True.
accommodate people.
That's
Because
true.
now, like Dubai, they're out of oil completely. So the only people who have oil now is Saudi Arabia. I think even Etihad, not Etihad, Abu Dhabi. Qatar, I think, is natural gas mainly.
Yeah, but you do have a little bit of
They have
but
oil as
natural.
well.
They have natural gas more.
Yeah. So now, if you think about if Dubai also didn't pivot a lot into really making sure that they're such a hub for business, then also you
Yeah.
start to see
But-
they would have definitely gotten a hit from running out of oil. Although I'm not, they get support from Abu Dhabi and the other Emirates.
Yeah.
Well, I also have to give them accolades for they make this money, but they take care of their citizens.
True.
When I was in Qatar,
True.
guess how much the minimum wage in Qatar is? Just take a wild guess in USD. How much
Minimum wage?
Yeah, we're talking about $4,000.
That's minimum wage in
Minimum
Qatar.
wage, yeah. So their locals don't even do menial jobs.
Wait, this would be for their locals only, right?
They are local.
Not including
Yeah.
foreigners.
No, they're
Jeez.
local, a local person.
And also they're
So
very relaxed.
all
with
you just
taxes.
have to all you have to do to make it in life, just come from there, like just be a local person.
Yeah, literally.
You have already made
it.
it. So anything after there is just addition.
True.
The government will also give you a land. They would choose to sponsor you to any
Education
any
ahead.
school in the world. But you have to come back to the country to work for a
Work,
while.
yeah.
You know, they'll take care of you. You get car, you get a house. Like you're sorted.
For life, bro. Just because you were born there.
Just because you were. So this is a country that is rich. So they make sure that wealth will touch your
Works
hands
for you
as
too.
well.
I think that's the difference with African countries, and partly why we see a lot of unrest is because people look at politicians like in Kenya now. You look at politicians and their kids, bro. They're in the best schools in the world. They drive the best cars, and then like now they were saying our state house where the president stays. Every single year, there's almost a billion shillings.
yeah,
that
renovation that's
for
being
renovations.
done.
Yeah.
So guys are wondering, you're renovating with almost $1 billion shillings every year, but we are suffering. People can't even afford 3 meals a
Yeah.
day. So that level of inequality is what now is pushing guys to go to the streets. But now you see places like Qatar.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you're born there, you're well taken care of.
Already.
And we have way more than those countries have as African countries, bro,
Facts.
in terms of natural resources.
Like Africa is really blessed. Like we are blessed. It's just that we don't even.
yeah.
First of all, we don't even know how blessed we are.
yeah, they
It's just
don't
like
even want us
it's
to
just
know.
like you're walking on the road and you snatch somebody's phone. Like that, the guy will not even know how much.
He
that
doesn't
phone
even
is.
care what the value
So he's
is.
like, oh, now I have a phone. Who's going to give me 500 shillings? I'm going to give you this phone. He
Yeah,
just
he
want to
doesn't
eat.
care.
He just want to
Yeah.
survive. So I think that's the mentality with our leaders. Like they don't know our worth. Right? They don't bring these countries in and negotiate like fair terms that will benefit the people. It's just like, oh, you want oil, come and take oil. Like in Nigeria, we did not even used to have a refinery. So these people will come and trade with us to take our oil, go and refine it and sell it
Sell
as
it
an
back to you.
expensive rate for us.
Yeah.
So you're giving your natural resources and taking the refined product at a very expensive. So is that not?
Yeah.
I think even as we are like
that not-
that
We want
with
the same,
coffee
with
and
coffee
tea
and tea.
stuff. Yeah.
Do you know? Do you know even when the oil was discovered here on the
Oh, you
in
people
the
have
north,
oil?
We have.
They did
on-
discover.
in the north.
Yeah.
She said they did,
Long
not
ago.
we.
They did, but bro, it will never do anything for you. So they discovered.
But even they stopped drilling it because also the community. So the community there were like, listen, if you're not going to be involved in this, then
Forget it.
we'll just keep our oil. So many other issues. You look at such problems, and you just wonder like, how much is enough? Because these leaders we're talking about, bro, these are leaders who are wealthy in USD.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, okay, how much is enough wealth, bro? Like you're
Yeah,
sorted for life.
I think I was having that conversation with my friend also. I was like, what are the most stupid things
Don't
you
even
want
know
to
about
buy in life?
Yeah.
Like, say you have stupid money,
Yeah.
expensive wristwatches, you have
Cars.
expensive private jets, you have expensive cars, you have properties all around the world, you have multiple nationalities, you can afford to go to any country and live like a king.
What more?
What
What
more?
more do you want?
It just
At least
becomes
work for
more.
the people then.
It just
What
becomes
do you want? So that
a change in
greed,
size to 10-bedroom house.
You can
300
have
meter
it.
yachts.
You can have everything you want. You have money.
Yeah. I don't even. We're saying when you're talking about money, it gets to a level of money where the quality of life does not change.
See,
at all.
literally it's the
quality of
same.
life remains
You've
exactly the
gotten to
same.
the climax.
Yeah. Like there's nothing
There's
else.
nothing you can do.
Yeah,
that
there's
would
nothing
make
else you can do except now,
Yeah.
that's why I don't know. That's why like
So I think that's why they go into politics. Now they go into governance because that money is not enough. You need power
Also to
So
protect your
protect it.
interests.
to protect your interests.
That money is not even. I think it was one of the Ivy League schools that did a study, and it was sitting at about 1 million USD. The quality of life for you will not change.
will not change after that.
You're in first class as a billionaire. I'm next to you.
Yeah.
Maybe you get a private jet, which is a smaller first class for you.
So even a private jet, I
I
can
can
get a
hire,
private jet.
yeah.
You can get a bigger private jet.
Yes.
Maybe a jet, maybe a 2025
Yeah.
model.
Or maybe you own, I hire.
Yeah.
There's
So what's
no
the
We
difference?
both
Yeah.
get there.
Talking about jet, I think there was a video I was watching just yesterday night.
Yeah.
They were talking about the most expensive cabin, and one of the guys were saying there are some very wealthy people. They don't buy one seat. They buy one seat, the seat ahead of them, and the side. We're talking about $11,000 plane ticket.
What?
He buys like 3 seats, so no one sits close to him. He gets privacy.
11,000.
Yeah, so you're buying 11,000 for your own, 11,000 at the back, 11,000
Yeah.
forward, and 11,000 by the side.
Yeah.
So you are.
But I can afford the same seat, just one, and I'm 2 rows behind.
Yeah,
What's the
what's the
You just want to
difference?
be, or you can get private because the guy was saying that's literally the price to
A
hire like a
private,
private
yeah.
jet.
Yeah.
But you say, oh, they just want the experience.
Yeah. But I think even like what Mwass is saying. So you own a private jet. Me,
I can
afford to
hire.
hire one.
What's
so all
the
of us are flying
difference?
private
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
If you go to places, you can afford the most expensive hotel. I can also afford the most
Yeah.
expensive
True.
hotel. So what's the difference? Quality of life. You have the latest Rolls Royce model. I have the last year's Rolls Royce. Like, what's the
Difference?
difference, bro?
You're on
One
iPhone
button.
16, I'm on iPhone 16.
Yeah. You're on the latest iPhone. I'm on the same latest
you
iPhone.
have a Rolex, I have a Rolex.
Yeah, so at a certain
crazy.
level, the quality of life doesn't change really. But I don't know, man. You were recently in Burkina Faso. So it's been 3 years now since Ibrahim Traore, the captain, took power.
Yeah.
How are things
So I
there?
didn't.
Had you been there before?
I didn't.
before
No, I
captain?
didn't go there. A friend of mine, Woody Maya, he went there, so I was getting insights from him
Ah, okay.
because I couldn't travel. I think I was in America when I did that video.
Okay.
So I mean, I was just researching on what is happening in the country, what the guy has done. I mean, that guy has fans, eh? Like you can't say anything bad, but
Yeah, I saw
let me
the
be,
Maya
let me
video.
be very honest. Yes, he's doing great work, but it is not as intense as people are saying. People are even now putting some fake news saying that he has cleared the country's debt. He has bought all the gold mines in the country back from France, which is not true.
Not
He has
because
bought
that
one.
will
He has bought one or
take
two.
time.
Yeah.
So he's doing
But
great
also,
work.
it's not. I don't think all that can happen in
In a
just
day, yeah.
Yeah,
Especially-
but so what I'm saying is there's so much fake news going on, and I think content creators are also doing it too as clickbait as well.
Okay.
You'll see a video. Burkina Faso is now like New York. Like what the hell?
Come on.
Yeah, and also even now, if you search Burkina Faso on YouTube, I promise you unlimited videos.
Yeah,
and
there's
all
so
of them,
many
it
videos.
feels like it's clickbait almost.
Yeah, a lot of it is clickbait.
But also 3 years, he survived 18 attempts on his life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
18.
18
Yeah,
assassination
in his life in 3 years.
attempts.
That's literally an attempt every 2 months.
Damn.
Then, but he kicked out the French. That's true, right?
Yeah. He kicked
Then
That's the first thing he did.
Yeah, then also in terms of just getting all these stupid loans, he said not all these stupid
Yeah.
loans. Now the bid for cleared the loans, I don't know. Are they still? I'm sure maybe they're still
They
paying
see,
the loans. you know.
yeah, they see
Yeah.
what. But I mean, he has relaunched their national career, Burkina, which is very good for them as well.
Wow.
I saw that on Odemaya's vlog
Yeah,
as well.
that was good.
How do you think his story goes from here? Because of course the West is not happy that he's in power.
Yeah, he just
because now
has to-
French has lost control of. You can imagine how
he
much
has
gold the
to
country has.
now find a way to make money from the economy because
Yeah.
you see this in as much as we say yes you've cut out the French, but these people usually have like the US would have allocation for a particular country. I mean, some of those their allocations, they would give it to you. You would now feel indebted to them and stuff like that. I mean, he's doing a good thing, but he now has to find a way to make the local economy very strong so that they make their own money without depending on any external forces. So I think that's the next level. And let him not die because everyone now and then they're trying to kill him.
Yeah. So it's weird that because me, I look at him from where I sit. I look at him as someone who's progressive, like someone who's there to liberate, someone who's there to work for the people.
Yeah.
But of course, the West is painting him as maybe an oppressor.
Of course.
He came in through a coup. So they want to even invalidate because he came in through a coup. But if you look at what he's done so far, like especially
he has done
even
better.
about
A lot. The
manufacturing
education system,
He has done
education,
the
manufacturing,
hospitals. It's crazy.
Because I look at something like manufacturing as, especially for African countries, that agriculture does well, minerals, and we have a lot of minerals. One quick way to change a country will be to invest in manufacturing.
There you go.
And as you're killing manufacturing in a country, then you're beginning to become dependent on importing goods. It weakens your currency, but also doesn't really help the populace.
True.
Because imagine one factory, how many people it employs.
Yeah.
Now imagine if you have 100 factories in a country. That's already, in terms of employment, so many
that's
people.
a lot.
But even in terms of just generating things that you can export, which strengthens your currency and all those things, which I think are strong pillars, and I love that he's also going heavy on that. I'm just really curious to see what happens now. I like that. I don't even know what to say. I like that he has some sort of support from Russia.
Yeah, I saw
now,
him with Putin.
I think Russia is looking like any African head who has a disagreement with France.
You're my friend.
the US.
I said something
You're
in my video.
officially my
People were
friend.
coming for me. I said, "Is Russia the new France?" We were like, "Shut up."
Could be.
You're onto something. You're onto something.
I'd even say the new China.
Yeah, they see every fallout as an
You're onto
opportunity.
something.
Yeah. But isn't that how even rich people advance themselves?
True.
Yeah. Small opportunity, I'm like, just
You take
capitalize.
it, yeah.
But do you know, like, rich people are the most users. They use people a lot.
Yeah.
Oh,
Always,
yes.
Yeah.
That's why these conversations of there's no ethical billionaires or CG.
It's so true.
There's a level of money you can't get to without playing some sort of dirty game.
There you go.
But also countries, human beings, we love each other, but countries just have interest. There's no genuine love. So the enemy of your enemy could be my friend. If your countries,
Yeah.
So if Iran now is going full on with Israel, if Russia and Israel are fighting, then Iran automatically becomes
yeah.
allies. Yeah,
Automatically.
Even people who wouldn't see eye to eye, automatically now
You're forced to.
Yeah. And we were discussing a few weeks earlier here is that now the thing that is happening in East Africa is that we are like Kenyans, we're definitely looking at our president as someone who doesn't listen to us at all. We feel oppressed actually under his leadership. The same thing is happening to Tanzania, and then we don't have to discuss Uganda because they've
They
had
have
the same...
been, and they are comfortable with it.
Yeah, the president
They
has
have
been in
made
power
peace with
even
it.
longer than Raymond has been alive. It doesn't count. So now, what's happening is that the three heads of state are now friends and they're
cahoots.
colluding.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't look good for us because now, at some point, there used to be a bit of friction between Kenya and Tanzania. Remember?
Yeah.
There's a bit of friction, and it was nice because I'm like, we know they want to work together.
Yeah.
They refuse to make the East African community work.
Like a one block.
They refuse to come up with one currency, which could make us really strong.
Yeah.
If I need to go work in Uganda, I need a work visa. I'm like, bro, I
It's
could literally
just
work
here.
there. You know what I mean? So now that they refuse to do it, the younger people are speaking out boldly. And I think social media has gotten to the point where they don't know what to do with it because they can't control it.
Yeah.
Although, like, Tanzania banned X. Facebook has been illegal in Uganda for as long as I remember. But in Kenya, it doesn't feel like something that they can get those lands.
Yeah.
But the fact that the three heads of states are colluding and working together
To oppress East Africans.
not
It's
in a
crazy.
positive way, then it's a bit scary.
Like we have Kenyans being abducted by Ugandan policemen.
And Ugandan police coming to Kenya to kill people.
Yeah.
And Kenyans being abducted in Tanzania.
It's
And
madness.
tortured.
And our president giving a statement of apology to Tanzania.
Yeah.
It's comical.
It's a circus, bro.
Unfortunately.
Honestly.
Yeah, like if you're like literally, we can put a circus show. The 3 heads of state.
Will dance.
Yeah, we could put them on Disney and they'll entertain kids.
And now I think there's these rumors of Ugandans getting Kenyan IDs because of the elections that's coming up.
Yeah, but even Kenyans there's Kenyans who
went to vote in
voting
Uganda.
For real.
Yeah, at the Kenyan-Uganda border. They went in to vote.
Have you ever read a headline, you close your phone, put it down, pick it up, read it
Because
again?
you can't
It's
even
the same
believe
headline.
it.
You're like, 400,000 Kenyans voted in Uganda.
You know, like what you guys are just telling me. Like I'm just like, oh, everybody have their problems.
I'm telling you.
Bro, like everybody got
Yeah.
problems, man. Can't even
Yeah.
lie.
I think I'm so glad we're within content. Because one, this is definitely a form of expression, education as well.
Yeah.
But it really helps also to just read more on what's going on and be updated with whatever is going on.
Yeah, that's right. Wait, before you proceed, there's this thing I saw on Twitter, X, and they were saying the wells that you guys know MrBeast, the wells that he
Yes.
built
Yeah.
in Kenya, dilapidated. It's not been taken care of. Did you see that tweet?
No, I've not seen that.
Really?
Did
But
you see
I'm
that?
not surprised.
Did you see that tweet?
So
But you guys remember when MrBeast came
Yes,
no, remember.
4 wells or something like that.
maintenance?
Yeah,
Like they've not been maintained?
They said it's not been maintained. But guys, I have a problem.
No, it's okay.
Go.
Wait, when he came to do that video, he said you people did not have water before then. Is it true? You guys don't have water in your country?
We have water. So this is what's happening. So there's water, but then maybe we can talk about clean water.
No, he said, he came and he realized there's no water. He didn't even say,
Ah,
he
what
said,
are you
I've seen the
drinking?
people of Africa don't have water.
You know how African
madman.
parents used to oversell their problems?
Yeah.
I used to walk 20,000 kilometers to
It's
go to
literally the same thing.
So I saw the tweet. I was
I mean,
like,
water is scarce, but
But you are like,
not
you're
as
in Nairobi.
scarce.
Have you ever seen a dry tap?
no.
Thank you.
I buy water. I buy water.
No, but of course
But even
there's...
Langata is systemic. It's an issue
I
that
mean,
can
I
be
went
solved.
issue of-
I went to
Nairobi.
Lake Victoria. There's
Oh, wow. I've actually seen the tweet.
Yeah.
What does it say?
It says the African wells built by MrBeast have not been maintained and are no longer operating.
One avocado problem.
Yeah, we have an avocado problem. He has had an issue with avocados finding them.
Oh, you mean me? Oh, yeah.
Wait, like the ready ones?
No, but if I just go to a restaurant, I'll be like, I order what I want. You guys should put avocado.
Well, it's not the season now. The season was literally just before.
But the
you
thing
came.
is, it depends where. If you go like to the grocery stores, like the quick
Yeah,
mart,
like
definitely
now I
find
ordered
avocado.
Now yesterday night I was so upset. I was like, no avocado here. I opened Uber Eats. I searched avocado, and then I just
ordered
ordered. I ordered, and then it brought like 10.
were they ripe?
All of them not ripe. And then what did I do? I brought all of them. I was like, I went on Google. How do you make avocado ripe
Ripe
quickly?
quicker, yeah.
He said
Dark
it needs
cook
heat.
with a dark-
I said, okay, let's keep all of these things outside the sun and put them outside.
Not a
And
dark
there's no
room.
sun.
For 24 hours later, it's still hard. And
in
then
a
the
dark
girl that came to clean the apartment, I asked her, what can I do? She said, hey, this one, this, to take this. I said, do I travel with it? I put it in my bag now and use it to travel.
What you should have done. Well, so they're going to Lesotho now.
So now I have to travel with avocado. From
With the 10
one
avocados.
country to another.
Oh my
You know, the
god.
most unfortunate bit is they're going to all ripe at once.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like, you land in Lesotho, they're all ripe and gone.
That's the problem. So now I start giving this to people. Eat avocado. Eat avocado.
No, so
It's good for you.
a lot of the restaurants would still have that as a side.
Yeah.
If you go in the restaurant and you order avocado, it's gonna come ripe. But if you go on Uber Eats
Eats.
or Glovo,
Yeah.
they'll assume you want avocados for your house, so the ones that will come won't be ripe.
Yeah.
Same thing if you go to the grocery stores, the supermarkets, whatever you find there won't be ripe.
Yeah.
Because also if they sell ripe things, they'll expire.
They'll go bad.
They'll go
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
So if you wanna get ripe avocado that you can eat immediately, you
Go
go
to
to
like
what
a
we call
market.
mama burgers
Yeah.
or a market. So them they'll always have ripe avocados.
ones, so-
Yeah.
Or you shop incrementally. Me, when I'm at the supermarket, I'll buy, this one is ripe, this one is not ripe, this one will ripen.
You buy in stages.
So that my avocados can
They
just be.
pace themselves.
Yeah. But I want to ask you guys, like, how is the creator economy in Kenya? Like the content creation like industry here? Like, how is it thriving?
Yeah.
How is it? How does it work here in Kenya?
Yeah. I think we're in a very good space. Because if you look at the different how you make, let me even talk financially. If you look at the different avenues for someone who creates content, Brands now understand content.
Yeah.
Maybe say people like us who are in podcasting, we still have a bit of adjusting because they still treat us like other influencers, which ideally is not the same thing, you know. But brands pay, and brands would pay based on your reach and also how you package yourself. So brands pay. YouTube, of course, same African story. You need to post a lot or get a lot of views to make good money from YouTube. Merchandise, people will buy. Live shows, people come for live shows here. So what else am I missing? So it's a good time to be in content here. And also, I'd say it's easy to produce content here.
Oh, right.
Access to studio spaces, access to
Is this a studio
equipment. This is a studio. We'll show you around. Access to equipment, access to personnel. People can shoot, edit. We have, it's unlimited.
It's unlimited.
So and then also content creators are very open for collaborations.
Yeah.
So we put out 2 episodes every week, and every week we have a guest, and we've never missed to have a guest.
Oh, wow.
Because and we don't have to pay anyone. People will say, "Oh, you're going to mic check," that we know they'll pull up. People call us for stuff, we also pull up. So guys are willing to work together. It's such a beautiful time to be in content in Kenya. Just recently, streaming is beginning to become a thing. I was going to ask you about streaming. We streamed the podcast for 24 hours this year in March.
Yeah.
How was that?
Insane experience.
Insane. And at some point, we had 10,000 people watching live.
Yeah.
Hey man, you be talking and
Yeah.
We were cooking, we were
At some point,
talking.
we were just eating, and they're watching us eat. Yeah.
Those live. Bro, you can't even call your African father, I'm at work.
Yeah. Then I've seen a lot of people are now getting into streaming. I also have my stream coming up from next month.
Yeah.
So,
But do you think we're going to get to a point where a huge majority of people would go on live to be watching streamers?
Oh, yes.
yeah, definitely.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yes. Especially now, also, let me say in terms of internet, because of course, if you look at past time and now, like there's more people who have smartphones, and right now even like data companies are coming up with packages that at least can work for people who also don't get that much money.
Yeah.
So at least to some extent, everybody gets to have a feel and touch of whatever content they want to have.
Yeah. But do you guys feel like there would be a pandemic of content creators? Like it gets to a point where it's now too saturated, like literally.
It already is.
I don't think so. I don't think saturation is the word, because the beauty of social media is that you pick and choose what you like.
There you go.
Now, what might be difficult is for people who are beginning to create like a loyal fan base. But I believe that if the product is really good
It will go.
and you do it consistently and at a good level, you'll just grow your community. But I think it has to come with patience. Bro, it took us 2 years of doing this podcast before we got our first brand deal. 2 years.
2 years. So
2 years of...
How are you making money?
We're not making money, we're spending.
We were hopeful.
So where were you getting the money you were spending?
We had jobs, so we were pumping the money from our jobs into this. Yeah.
Oh wow.
And even now, all the money that comes in, we're still reinvesting.
Yeah.
Because now we can say we own all
So
the
you guys
equipment.
don't go and pop bottles?
We do.
Yeah,
we have.
We are.
Our life is
That's a
balanced.
must.
We're also
Chop
problematic.
rice once in a while.
You chop rice.
If the
Chop
money you have
avocado and
cannot finish your problems,
Eat that money.
bro, enjoy.
Eat that money.
So it's balanced. But even now, it's like steady. Like now we own all the equipment. The next thing now is for us to own studio space. Because now that becomes, we can record anytime. Anyhow. So we are also building, but it's been a journey of sacrifice. And I'm sure it's been the same for
On
you
your
as well.
end.
Yeah, I mean, I've been making videos for like almost 4 years now.
Okay.
Right from when I started making. So I've seen the industry evolve a little bit. Seen a lot of people come in, some will fail, some would make it. So I mean, generally, I'm just grateful, like, because for me, the job I've always wanted to have is to be able to earn money in like wherever I am. Like my money is not gated by a certain territory.
Yeah.
So right from when I was like 20, from 20 to like 25, I transitioned into like 5-6 careers,
Wow.
trying to find which one would give me the lifestyle that I want.
So how many? Wait. So what things have you done?
Yeah.
up
I
to this
first
point?
started with graphic design. I did graphic design.
Designer.
Yeah, from graphic design, I went into animation, started
Okay.
doing animation. From animations, then I tried shooting videos,
Okay.
editing.
For other people now?
Yeah, for other people. And then from there, I started doing social media marketing. That was when social media started coming up. Businesses wanted to onboard on social media. And then I got into web design.
Okay.
Started doing web
Digital
design.
space.
You know, it's always been digital, right? But I'm really grateful because all of those things that I learned right now, I'm really using it. So before I hire somebody on my team to be a web designer, you know, I even use, like every career has like terms. When I use that specific term on there, they'll be surprised. They'll be like, how do you know this thing? You know? So it has helped me, like, you know. But then I found content creation. So then I used to have like a 9-to-5 job. When I resume office by 8, 9, 10, I'm done for the day because I was like an IT manager. So I was managing an e-commerce website. I just need to go check, is there anything I need to do, anything you need to upgrade, you know, comments or whatever, and then I'm done. And it's a 9-to-5, you can't go home.
Yeah.
If not, your boss would fire you. Right? So from 10 all the way to 5 when office closed for the day, I'm not doing anything. So I'll just go on YouTube. I'm just watching like tons and tons and tons and tons of videos. So when I just stopped and asked myself, how did these guys, like, how is this thing sustainable? You come, like this particular creator I was following, Peter McKinnon, he comes every time to post content. I was like, wait a minute. I went to search, how do creators make money? And it opened up a new world for me. And then I started. I went to quite a number of events.
How long after did you quit after finding the answer?
How long did I quit? It took me a year to go full time. So then I was now making content. So then I started teaching people how to build websites because that's what I knew how to do.
As a side hustle.
Yeah.
So, at the same time as you're creating content.
So it's so funny how. So at my office, I didn't have anywhere to make videos, right? So in my office, since I had a 9-to-5, I don't want to do videos during the daytime. So by 5, when everybody closes for the day, they are going home. That's where I'm just coming alive. I'll go and find ring lights, I'll put in the office, you know, and then I'll start. Welcome to my channel. You know, then I have one of our managers who's like, hey, what are you doing? Won't you go home and rest, you know, and stuff like that. But what they didn't even know is I didn't want to go home because I was living like in a 1-bedroom with like 3 guys. Was it 3? 1, 2, we're 4.
That's how.
That's how you guys live here too.
So I was living, so I didn't want to go home because things were just chaotic. We didn't really have, you know, Nigeria has electricity problems. So we had a generator and we must on a generator from this time. We didn't have internet. So it's like I was surviving. So my office gave me comfort. It gave me light. Our company had a chef.
Ooh.
We had a chef. So if you have your noodles, your spaghetti, just go and give him. Give him the ingredients. He will cook for you.
Yeah. Nice.
And then we have internet. Those were the 3 things I needed to survive.
Just bring a mattress to the office.
I don't care. I don't want to go out. I don't want to do anything young people were doing. All I wanted to do is look at my computer. Now, let me give you the twist. Now, where I used to work, my boss would pass to go to his office, right? So he saw me. I used to work Monday to Monday. I didn't have any days off. Only on Sundays, I would do my dry cleaning. So I would go to the office by like 12 or 1.
Oh, wow.
You know, I used to work. So he saw me. He asked me one day, like, why are you always sitting here? I was like, oh, I'm just trying to work on the website, getting it. The next Monday, he increased my salary. He thought I was
staying for him.
Yeah. I mean, I was... I'm not even going to try to brag. Like, I was the most productive staff in that company because I was just hungry. Yeah. So at that point, I was like, listen, if there's anything to make money legally, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
So while everybody's trying to close for the day and go, I'm trying to work. So he increased my salary. Everybody in the company, they were upset. They were like, this guy just came in 3 months and they're already increasing his salary. You know, so travel content creation started. I started because I wanted to travel the world. I wanted to see what's happening because I was just stuck in Lagos, you know. I used to be one of those kids that I'll be watching videos of things happening in China. I'll be watching $50 million properties in Beverly Hills. Not in my business with Beverly, you know. So that's how everything started. And I've just been evolving from one thing. Yeah, so the creator economy, I really love to talk about it. I really love to meet creators because I feel like we are creating a whole new industry, which is now over 250 billion. I was so shocked when I saw that number.
Damn, crazy
billion. And not only are we doing that, now we're now employing people. You now employ people to work for you. And we're now feeding a hungry generation. They're hungry for content, you know?
Yeah. What is your approach for scaling?
So scaling,
because I'm sure as usual, you begin by yourself.
Yeah, so scaling, when most people think about scaling, they think about posting more videos. To me, I don't, people say, be consistent. Like, it's about strategy now. Yeah. So I'm more strategic. So there used to be a time where I post like 4 or 5 videos in 1 hour. Now it's like once or twice, but I'm still making time. Still what I used to
in a month?
Yeah.
Okay.
Post like one video. So it's more about like understanding the business. You know, like you can be a skillful person. and be broke. So you need a company, you need a manager to manage you. So that's why you have for all these, you have like these big tech companies that have great developers, but they know how to code, but they don't know how to build a business. So most creators don't know how to build a business. You know how to make content. You know how to sit down in front of the camera, make awesome content, but you don't know how to make a livelihood out of it. You know, and that's why you see some creators that just have 60,000, 100,000 followers on Instagram are doing well, better than people with a million.
Yeah.
So it's all about like strategy, you know. And I don't know if I can slide this in. I do have like an academy I just launched.
Yeah, I mean, slide it in.
Yeah,
plug it.
I just launched it like a week ago. Because oftentimes people are just going to be messaging me like, you know,
Yeah, with requests.
yeah, like how do you make
advice.
videos? How do you do this? How do you do this? How do you do this? You know, so we were like, you know what, we're going to take a 1 or 2 months break and just make a product for people.
Yeah.
We just did a pre-launch. Just for the pre-launch, I've not even posted.
Oh, wow.
And we got like almost 30 people that just signed up. So now I had to close it up. I was like, you know what, we're waiting for a real launch first, you know. And I'm going to get the feedback from those people. I'm going to hear what they say, how it was helpful for them. Because I don't feel, because I asked that question about saturation, I don't feel they will ever get to a point where
It's impossible.
it's going to be saturated.
Yeah.
Some people will never make it as successful
Unfortunately.
creators. Yeah, unfortunately, some people are never going to make it. And then there's just a wide variety of content people can make. You know, you
It's
just have
There's something for
limitless.
everyone.
So
you
limitless.
just have to open up your mind. I don't know if you guys watched the last video I did about Nigerian skits makers.
Dude, I was going to ask you that. I watched that.
300K. I was like,
They
excuse
make
me?
they make some serious, especially like the guy Mark Angel. You know, he made some.
See,
serious-
Emanuela, the guy who does Emanuela videos.
So this guy had the knowledge early on. When I started seeing this guy videos, I was still in the university trying to pass exams. You know? And this guy was so. You know when you don't know something.
Yeah.
You know, when you don't know something, and then this guy was making content. Like there was one time I will never forget that day. I went to a camera shop. I had just some money in my account. I was like, let me go and find a camera that would suit my budget. I went to this store and the guy was just telling me, oh, you see this camera? This one is the best. This is a surprise. I was like, wow, it's so expensive. And then he said, oh, do you know that guy? Mark Angel? He said he just bought 6 of this. And this is a camera this is like 5 years, 6 years ago. Those cameras were like some good $3,000. He emptied the store.
Yeah.
I was like, what did they make money? So that curiosity, I just wanted to learn about the creator economy, like how does it work, you know? And it has gotten, I mean, I'm just grateful, you know, but it's stressful. But it's stressful, so it's not a very fun thing to do. I think a lot of people see me traveling around. I'll be getting comments like, "Oh, put me in your bag, traveling." You know? Like it's very. I used to like traveling, but I don't like it anymore.
Because now it's work.
The day before I travel, I'm like, "Oh, here we go again."
But now,
you know?
with your content, how are you going to avoid
Exactly.
So now it's a job.
Yeah.
Wow,
When you are in a plane, you are going to work. You see the way you climb the border to go to work.
Yeah.
Now I'm
True.
climbing the plane to go to work. So
That's
I'm
true.
going to my office. So that's the way I see it. You know,
Wow.
so I have some people will be like, oh, okay, there's a way you can try to have fun, you know, squeeze out at least 2 days in that country. So,
It's
I'm
impossible.
not gonna squeeze out
Even the 2 days will come after the 5 days of working.
Yeah.
You would rather want to go out because you know there's how you can be obsessed with something. Like you don't just want any day off. Like you just, and you know when you get into a country, you have bills to pay.
Facts.
Especially if you're not sponsored by anybody. If you're spending,
Self-sponsored, yeah.
as you wake up from your hotel, there's bill. The hotel people are calling. Are you renewing? Are you renewing the hotel?
Just arrived.
You understand? They say, oh,
Yeah.
did you get breakfast? If you don't get breakfast, $15.
Oh, Lord.
You want to go outside, Uber and this, and you don't really have friends around. So everything, you're literally paying for everything. And you're paying for everything, you don't know the outcome. I mean, you can try to predict, but you can't 100% predict
Yeah.
how the video is going to perform, you know. But that's where skill, I mean, when you do this for a while, you can like gauge and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
maybe you guys would be nice enough to link up the academy or description. Maybe
No, wait, for sure.
check it out.
For
So
sure.
that's on your website now?
Yeah, I do have a website. I'll just give you the link.
Which you built yourself?
I built, yeah. So that's one of the. So when most creators want to go and launch an academy, they go to I don't know how to call it, but there are platforms that like Skillshare. So
Yeah,
Skillshare already have a platform. They have a payment integrate. They have a payment gateway. So all you just have to do is bring your program, just launch it, and they take huge percentage. It can take sometimes 20%. So, but when you build it by yourself,
that's
you
your
will only
own.
be paying. You only be paying. I only pay my payment processor only about 3%, which is
of transactions.
any
on the site,
transaction
right?
I get 3,
Which is fine.
less than even 3%.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
Which is fine. No, we link it because even us, like on DMs, even personal DMs, our podcast DMs, bro, the number of inquiries, even just people who want to come behind the scenes to see. So at some point, we just said no because it was too many requests. Now it's just like because we can't have people here all the time. We don't own the space as well.
Yeah.
But the number of requests is so much. So because we don't have a similar program, then we'll just we'll put the link. And for all those guys in content, because it's the same thing,
Yeah.
Whether in Nigeria and Kenya, the process of creating content, monetization, it's the same thing,
It's the same.
So we'll add it.
And guess what?
Please,
Everybody is a creator now these days. But it's just that some people are not strategic about it, and some people are strategic about it.
and some people are looking at it as a business. Some people are having fun with posting
Some
online.
And
hobby.
some people. So if I want to become a creator from scratch anymore, the amount of strategy that I would apply to it will be different from when I started. Because as a creator, you cannot say, "Oh, you don't care about money," because literally the reason why MrBeast is the biggest creator in the world is because of the amount of money he has made. And pumped
given
back into
to
so
the
you
business.
cannot say you're not passionate about money. Money has to be the
It's the
focus.
driving force.
So you need to
Facts.
know how to make money as a creator. Like it's not about being consistent, bringing out your phone and every day you're shooting. Like how do you make money? And I've learned so much by meeting creators. I've learned when I get to learn about how creators make money, and I'm just like, wow. And all of these things is just information.
Yeah.
One information can change your life. Right?
Yeah.
And it's readily available nowadays.
Yeah.
On any
But
platform.
it's just that most people don't find
Yeah.
information.
Yeah.
Because for example, if you are trying to make content about Mauritius, how do you think you're going to go about Mauritius? So I think the way I broke it down is, how you can reach out to tourism boards, because I mostly operate in the tourism sector. So
Are they normally receptive?
So you
Depends.
get to a point where no matter how racist you can be, it will get to a point where you cannot avoid somebody. There's a content creator called Tyler. Tyler makes in America, he makes content about gangs, drugs, stuff like all of these American neighborhoods that have crime. Initially, brands were running away from him, but right now, I think for that category of content, he's the biggest. So now they can't even avoid him. So they have to
What
work
kind of
with-
brands advertise with guns and drugs on?
So he's doing with just general, like all these eSIM brands,
Gotcha.
not global brands. So tourism boards they just want to see the impact that you're making. They want to see you're making, because when you get to think about it, how did Dubai make their destination popular? Just how do you think they made their popular? It's influencers.
Creators. Even till now. So there's a visit. Rwanda is visit Rwanda,
Visit Rwanda.
and then Dubai is visit Dubai.
Yes.
Visit Dubai.
Yeah.
Bro, even visit South Africa.
Yeah.
Even creators from Kenya all the time, flying them in.
Kina Kenya,
like for Visit Rwanda, they're very strategic. Anytime there's anything
Anything
happening in
happen in Rwanda,
Rwanda,
whoop.
it's not even their own thing. Oh, NBA, I was thinking a tournament.
Smart work.
They
Boom.
fly
John
people
Legend
there.
is there.
John Legend is
Boom.
performing. They fly you down.
But do you know where creators make mistakes? You see a deal like that and you say, "Oh, flight ticket," and you just run. Do you know that these guys have a budget? If you don't demand, they will not give it to you.
And they won't pay you.
It's not like they won't pay you. You have to ask for it.
Yeah.
Because the flight accommodation and all that is
That's
logistics.
basic.
Yeah.
That is
You
bro,
getting
It's
me there.
already
Bro,
they
they
already
already
have
accounted
that.
for,
Because
yeah.
they have hotels partnership. They have Air One,
airline,
Rwan Air.
Rwanda Air.
So planes are always empty anyway.
True.
Planes are never full.
It's a small country. It is what it is.
Yeah, planes like you can never, no matter how
Yeah.
big you are in the world, you can never reach 100%. You will at least have
Yeah.
few seats.
They'll always be
So that
seats.
few seats they can use it to give to creators. So
True.
you have to demand. That's why you have to learn how to package yourself as a creator.
But also, since they're government backed, so for instance, if the Kenyan government says now, we want to do something called Visit Kenya, where we're going to bring in different people to come show an experience about Kenya, then if it's government backed, the government will give them a budget. As the tourism board, they'll have a budget. So in their budget, they'll go to Kenya Airways and say, we need X number. Because it's still the government. They'll get those seats, bro.
Yeah.
If they go to hotels, they'll get all these things are already there.
Yeah.
They're already budgeted for. So if they don't pay you, I promise you someone is pocketing that money. In Africa.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
They're like, we flew in
Trust.
10 creators, they only paid 4. The other 6,
Whatever.
And I feel
the other 6, they're on holiday in Dubai now.
And I feel
they're
most-
visiting Dubai.
And I feel most creators don't even know their worth because I used to be like that. So when I started making videos, I was so passionate about real estate. I went to one developer, very nice house in my street. I was like, oh my God, I would like to go into this property. And I went to the property, I saw the video. He said, you're the one that built the house? He said, yes. I said, oh, can I do some videos of your house and I post on my page? I posted that video on my page. Then, this was like 4 years ago, it had 45,000 views. That guy sold that property because of my video and did not give me $1. $1.
Excuse me?
This is a property that if he wants to go through a sales agent, he's going to pay as high as 10-15%. So imagine a property going for, let's say, $500,000. Do you know what 15% or 10% based on your negotiation power is?
Yeah.
So you can imagine as a creator, I was so naive. Mine is, oh, I'm excited I posted the video.
Yeah.
But I don't know the aftermath. I don't know the power that content did for that guy.
Carried
Then after a while, he will call me, come and do another content. I say,
Audacity.
I mean, that's a smart businessman.
Not even come, let's talk.
no. So now we are discussing property. You want me to do video for you? Give me an apartment.
Yes.
Yes. Now we demand. We ask.
Yeah.
Give me a okay. This apartment is expensive. Okay, give me 50%, 60%
Yes.
discount.
Yeah.
I will pay. Let's get equity.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know, that's how we have to start thinking.
Because I'd imagine even for like the younger creators, they'd be like, if you paid me money, I'd go to Rwanda and watch John Legend. So I've already gone to Rwanda and watched John Legend, so
Nah.
it's the same.
It's not the same.
That mentality is
Yeah.
not good.
It
See,
needs
you
to
are
die
you're a
down.
business person. Except you're a creator that you're not
We're not too
spending
keen,
money.
yeah.
Because if you're not spending money, I don't know what kind of content you guys spend money. Even though you're sitting out here, you're spending
Yeah.
money.
We are. This is costing money.
Yeah,
but also the way we make money is by sharing things on our platforms. So now, if you're going to fly me to Rwanda to come show a Rwandan experience, if I'm going to post that on my socials, then I should
Then
get
yes.
paid for
That's
posting.
the
Yeah.
least.
You should
You know,
be paid for enjoying and posting.
And posting.
Because it's not easy. Do you think that if you're going to bring Messi or Ronaldo to go, Saudi Arabia, they were doing it. They were giving those guys like $1 million to just post the picture.
That they're in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, it'd be like, oh, just post, whatever, Saudi Arabia. They're
Because they
giving
know
them serious money.
500 people will click
Yeah,
on that link
they
and
know.
then come spend
Yeah.
money there.
So even though you're like a creator with like 50,000,
Yeah.
50,000, you know,
It's a
50,000
lot.
It's a lot of
That's a
people.
lot of
There's a lot of
people.
So there's value. So I think we undermine ourselves
Yeah.
a lot. We don't know how powerful we are.
Yeah.
You know, like there's an event in my country called Ojudu. I'm sorry, guys. I know they'll say I've forgotten. It's an event that was not popular. And then 2 years ago, content creators started going there to film. Do you know, like right now, that's one of the most popular
Yeah.
events in the country. People fly from far just to go and attend, just because of
Influence.
content. They want to take a particular kind of picture and post. So that's the power. So I made a tweet. I was like, why is the government not using creators to the highest? Like, why are they not using these guys to boost lots of things? Every time sanctions, every time don't film here. Every time do this, like-
restrictions.
Yeah.
Or
Like,
pay a permit to
foolishness.
film
do you,
here.
do you understand?
Yeah.
We are taxing creators. We are going to tax you 10%. You know, why are you taxing? Did you give me anything?
At least tax me after you've given me something.
You're not giving me anything. The lights that, like, I have salary and you take out money. So now this is
Again.
air. This is air. In Yoruba, they call it uwafefe. They say money that comes in the air. You don't see it. You only refresh.
Money
You
that comes in the air.
And it's in there. Crazy.
But I also think that YouTube, especially as a platform in Africa, I think we really underutilize.
Yeah.
I don't know. From where I sit, bro, I'm just looking at YouTube in other markets. I'm like, damn.
Listen, I was with an American YouTuber. We did a Tanzania video together. I'm not going to mention his name, but
I will just find you. Is the video uploaded?
no, the guy, because he told me his revenue. Like,
Okay.
we did the same video. I think our video almost got the same views. This guy made ×3 what I made.
Yeah. Literally.
His RPM is different. CPM is different. So me, because I am African based.
Because of the region too.
Yeah. But now there are some smart ways I go about it. There are some smart ways to go about it, which a few people don't know. But I feel that's why I say it's about strategy now. Like, for example, I know Kenya is a country that every time I come here and do videos, even though that video gets 1 million views, I don't get anything because I don't know, for some reason, you guys, your RPM is like...
Bro, our YouTube money is...
Yeah, the RPM. So now I know ways to go about it, which you're going to learn in the course.
I like that plug-in.
So, like there are ways you would go about this thing that, that would help. Yeah.
Okay. Then when you mentioned Tanzania, in terms of creators, I don't know, because I'm here, but do you guys see, do you know a lot of creators from Tanzania?
No.
I don't.
That are not
None.
celebrities.
Only a few.
Yeah, because
Me, other than artists.
Aside from the
Only-
Because
celebrities.
I'd assume we guys
Do
would know, you
it's
know.
information. It's information.
Just
Just like
in-
I'm going,
in-
just like I'm going to Lesotho. The most popular person in that country does not have up to 10,000 followers.
That's crazy.
In Lesotho?
Yeah, like it's so small. Landlocked. Look, I just posted today. I'm coming to Lesotho. Who's going to take me? You only see my DMs.
Let me guess, 5 people.
You need to see my DM. No, it's full. Literally. Let me show you. Messenger. See, this is all from people.
In Lesotho?
Yeah, you can look at the time. I'm even refreshing.
Yeah.
Look at the time.
I'm in Lesotho.
They're all ready to pick you up from the
Yeah,
airport.
Bro.
Show you around.
Because of this post that I made.
Bruh, Facebook is where we...
This
doing
post.
it.
So I just want to visit Lesotho. Is there anyone that can take me around?
What criteria are you
300
gonna use?
and-
Yeah, so how are you going to pick?
So that's where it gets tricky now.
Have you picked people before who offered and then...
So before I usually would just ask a creator, like my
Yeah.
friend Jeremiah now, if he has gone somewhere, I'll just ask him, please.
Who did you speak with?
Give me his number, please.
Yeah.
And then for some other place that you don't know anybody, you have to post. And then you have, so that's why I always like, I avoid posting. So now I have to go through like hundreds of people, trying
Shortlist
to,
and then find. Okay.
yeah. But I'll be able to subsidize my trip for sure, and then figure out how I can make money out of it.
At the end of the day, just choose the one with the biggest nyash.
I mean, that's not a bad criteria. To be very fair. Like, you
But
still do
Southern
the
Africa,
trip.
they have Nyash. I can't even lie.
You still do the trip, and the site will be nice to look at. So I'm like,
Like every place you have 2 views.
Madness.
Right. So talking about what you're saying, Tanzania, I feel like the people there they're not. So that's the reason why Google would only open, YouTube rather, would open an office in Nigeria, West Africa, Kenya, East Africa,
South Africa.
and South Africa and Southern Africa. You know why? Because that is where they have the most creators. So
It makes sense for
Yeah.
them to have
So
operations.
yeah, and that's why TikTok will tell you they cannot monetize Africa because they don't have a lot of advertisers yet. Because we're just at an event, TED organized. So they brought in some creators as one of them, Dylan Page. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah.
So
He was here actually.
yeah, you guys interviewed him.
No, I'm not saying on the
He was in
podcast. He
Nairobi.
was here in the
He was
country.
around.
But we
Okay, yeah.
didn't
So
speak to him,
they didn't have. So I think these countries, like if you're in Tanzania, I don't see a lot of people from Tanzania. Rwanda, a few, and then all of the likes of like Togo, Senegal, then Central Africa, Congo. I don't really see so many creators.
Chad Republic.
Chad, stuff like that. And then all these them Libya, Somalia. I mean Somalia, I know one guy.
The whole of Somalia.
He's the biggest Instagram guy there.
Yeah.
So it's the information, and people have to open up, like you can literally make money out of this, because in your country, like, it's when I started traveling that I realized that every country have their own problems. So you see how you guys are talking about protests. If you go on Twitter, protest. If you go to my country, another gist. If you go to Ghana, another problem. if you go to South Africa, so you are killing the whites.
Yeah.
If you go to Madagascar, it's hunger.
Yeah.
So creators need to come and be making videos about this thing so that we can sit down in our house and be informed about the world.
Yeah.
Don't you think about it that way?
True.
The Nigerian problems are usually the most interesting ones.
Yeah. I love the Nigerian
It's
problem.
because we have the most content creators.
So
and
we know about your
we are
problem.
distributing it in.
What was an Okada doing on the runway at the airport?
When was this, please?
There was
Are you sure it's not AI?
It's real.
Please.
It's
Are you
real.
sure it's not AI?
It's real.
Because there's an AI. It took me 5 seconds to realize AI. They were washing a plane. I don't know if you saw that AI video on TikTok. They were washing a plane in a car wash. I said, how did they play? It took me 5 seconds.
Imagine you're reading headlines from Africa. You're like, South Africa, they're killing whites bad. Hey, Kenya, people are dying.
Nigeria washing planes in a car wash.
Airplane in a car wash. You're like, we'll get to this later.
So I would like to know what's happening around, and just make I want Africa to get to a point where we can have our own Vid Summit. I don't even know what Vid Summit is. The biggest creator event in North America, where you have like creators from all over the world flying there. Everybody comes and learn from each other. We don't have any of that kind of thing right now in Africa. So it would be really nice.
Who organizes that?
It's a guy called
because I know about it from MrBeast and Ariel.
I know the guy. I'm trying to remember his name. But they are the ones that organize it.
Okay.
I think also the partnerships between creators from different countries, I think that would be an easy way to open up our markets to other people.
True.
Because automatically, like for instance, now our audience, if there's anyone who didn't know about you before,
definitely
they'll know about you for
curious.
sure.
Yeah.
And then even us, if you're able to come to Nigeria and create content there, meet some other
You guys should
people,
come to Nigeria. I do like a Nigerian tour. Trust me.
bro, let's
200 million people, guys. You guys can reach
That's
my number.
huge.
bruh.
Because you can have like lineups of look, we have creators. There's so many. Like you're just going to be scrolling on your page and you just see somebody like, where did you come
Who
from?
is this? Yeah, like
5 million
there's a
followers.
guy who's been popping up on my
Where
page.
did you come from?
Two glasses, two glasses. I think that's his name.
But I think the thing with Nigeria is that any industry, especially in the arts, that like so many of you doing it properly, that it just has to thrive. Whether it's skit makers, whether it's
There's no
podcasters,
way.
whether it's
We are
musicians.
Even the support you get from your fans. It's
Yeah.
Hey, you get
Because
support
they are
and bashing.
widespread.
Support and bashing.
Yes.
I don't mind support and bashing.
Actually, bashing brings you more support.
There you
Yes,
go.
in a way.
I come to your page as a hater, then I love you. Subscribe.
Especially if your product is good, the guys who are bashing you, as long as you just keep doing good product, they'll
You're
still love you
right.
eventually. At least you have their
right.
attention.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Because I can imagine the attention, for you to get attention in Nigeria, I don't think it's as easy as in Nairobi.
imagine.
Yeah, you have to do.
It's a different
That's why you
ballgame.
have people now like they are going to the market and they are shouting. You have to be creative.
Follow me at CHEQUE PODCAST.
No, so what she does is she go and play random music and she just be shouting. You get that?
Wait, it's a lady.
Yes, it's a lady. You know her?
No.
Yeah, it's a lady. She just be shouting, and people will just be looking like she's just looking for content. And you look at her, yo, what is this? And you like and you share. Who is this person?
That is mad.
Tomorrow goes to another market.
Yeah.
Shouts.
Or it's the
And
same
then-
market.
Yeah, you go to market and then there are some people that just go to the street and they'll just be giving street people money, like dashing them money for content, So we're just doing
That I've seen. There's this Nigerian guy who just pays for people's meals.
Asha kind. But there's another girl. She will go to like the slum or something. Like she just see a child, just give him like $100,000, like give like $100.
Oh,
What does that
wow.
boy know how to do with $100?
I saw someone was eating, I think, for like a meal that would cost maybe $1 or $2, and then he eats with you, and then he gives you like $100.
Yeah.
And then everyone is so happy they start dancing.
And that becomes
And that's their content.
That's their content.
And then another 200 new followers.
It's crazy. Like there's this
It's
whole
cheaper than buying followers.
like anything now is content. Just like we have this guy, very dark man. I don't know if you guys know him.
No.
He's annoying, honestly.
But
He's
the
very annoying.
the core of what he's doing is content.
He's
He's a
annoying
youth
as hell.
activist. at the base, he's trying to
But
fight.
my
for it.
issue is he always has a take on everything. Sometimes you
It's
can also just
content
say,
now.
I don't
You
know.
see how you say consistency. How we go chop? How we go chop?
How we go chop?
You need to chop now.
Yeah.
So your
Sabato.
take on everything is monetizable.
Yeah.
You have to monetize that opinion.
You know who's my
Man,
favorite
he's
Kenyan content
annoying.
creator? The guy who hugs people in town randomly. People are queuing for jobs. And then he'll just come selfie mode and then hugs. Until
Yeah.
Until you smile. If you don't smile, he's not going to leave.
That guy is going to
And
take
when you
brand
smile, he
deals.
just smiles back.
That guy is going to. He will do ads for all these dentist clinic because of the smiling.
Oh,
He
'cause
can
of the
take-
smiling.
That's
yeah.
a nice plug.
Yeah, he can plug in and that's what I'm saying. Creators have to be very smart. That guy, if I sit down with that guy, I can plot out like 3-4 ways he can make money
Yeah.
without his funny content. And probably he's not even making
Already the
up.
phone he can influence for a nice selfie.
Yeah.
camera.
Yeah.
Toothpaste.
So many like toothpaste, like dentist.
Yeah.
Like,
Even just
deodorant.
even just
Hey, don't
slapping.
talk about deodorant.
let me
Yeah,
bust your brain.
important.
Let me bust your brain. There's this lady on TikTok. So she goes to London. You know how London those London buses are.
Yeah.
Their roads are not as wide. So the London buses, there's how they turn.
Yeah.
And when you see it on video, it will seem like this bus is trying to run into you.
Yeah.
But it's not in reality. I don't know if it's because of our lenses or so. And their roads are small. So she now started posting videos of herself. So she's going to turn on her camera like this and post, oh, boss. The boss will come and pass at her back. Ooh. Ew. And then people started saying, oh, this boss would...
Will hit you. Yeah.
Do you know like that woman is now influencing for the bus?
The London
company?
bus.
That is wild.
So our content
I
just
saw the
goes-
next content. She was like, "Oh, paid partnership with the
London
London bus."
buses.
I was like, "Jesus Christ!"
You have to respect the hustle.
So her, she just got different
Like,
corners
for
and
real.
just-
Different strategy.
She's like, "Now, thank you guys for following me. I just signed endorsement. I wish I can find. It's just one of those.
Oh my
I
god.
think I know anything can be content. The day when there was someone here on Kenya who would go on TikTok live and count rice.
Yeah.
Like, put rice on a plate, count one by
Counting.
one. And he'd count until he's tired, and then he'd put something there and stop there. The following day,
He'll continue.
Bro, and guys would be
For
tipping
hours.
people, yeah.
13,000 people live watching.
Watching him count rice, bro. Like 1, 2,
The
200.
sleeping couple.
The sleeping couple.
The sleeping
No, I don't know
couple.
about the
They
sleeping
live
couple.
stream sleeping.
They live stream sleeping.
And then there are just 14,000 people in the comments.
Watching
Good
them
night.
sleep.
Good night.
Man, I just love this industry. I love it, man.
Anything is content, bro.
No, seriously.
The beauty of how decentralized it is, and like no one is controlling it,
Yeah.
it means that anyone can make anything content.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Bro, anything. And so I'm like, even in Kenya, every day, and I'm in content, but every day I'll come
You see,
across a new content creator.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Every single day. And all of them have their own communities, their own followings, they have their own brand deals, and
But
they
it just
living
works.
It just works, bro.
Because even the serious content creators are taking the stupid route now.
You
I feel
have
like
to.
It's a very nice restaurant. Why is your waitress running, saying, come get food here, come get food here?
But I think the skit makers even in Kenya think are the ones who make the most money, right?
You
Yeah.
safe
If
to
you
say
think about
that.
content, I think
They don't
to say
make
that.
they don't make money on the platform. They make money from brands.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's from brands. It's from brands. But I think it's common because as not even just as Africans, as human beings, humor is the easiest way to get
Yeah.
to us.
That's right. Because
And
we are
humor-
going through so much.
Yeah, you need
just
to
wanna
laugh, man. You
And,
need to
and you know the
laugh.
beauty
Life
of
is too serious.
skit makers is even some of their videos, some of them are still funny and they're not even saying anything.
Yeah.
But because you can relate,
Like,
you can
it's
imagine
just
an algorithm
hilarious.
of a video where you're not saying anything. So automatically it doesn't even block you in terms of regions. It just goes wild. Bro.
Yeah.
Let me share something with you. So there's now a feature called dubbing. Have you guys tried it before?
No, the dubbing, the languages?
Yeah.
No, how do people dub? I see
Okay, so for
everyone else
example,
dub,
I have
yeah.
a video that I did in Morocco. Now, Morocco is a country that they don't speak English.
Yeah.
I mean, English is like the fourth language.
Yeah.
It's only very privileged people that understand English. So the first is French
Francophone.
and Arabic. But that
Not-
video,
not Spanish?
Spanish is is an area called Tetuan.
At the top, okay.
All those places that are close to Spain. So I learned about it and I implemented in that video. So the way it works is if you watch my Morocco video
Yeah.
in a French or an Arabic or a
Region.
Portuguese region, it automatically plays
In that
that language.
How many languages did you dub it to?
I dubbed it in, I think, like 4 languages. And if I show you my back end, you're going to see like Morocco is the first.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Because they understand it now.
France
Yeah.
is the second. But for a channel that is not
That is
English.
predominantly
Yeah.
an English channel.
Okay.
So this way, because MrBeast said something. He said, I don't know if you see that video of him running with money.
I saw.
So he said why that content is his most popular short content is because he didn't say anything. Because the minute you open your mouth to talk, you have cut down
Yeah.
your
Yes.
response.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you
So
speak in
only-
English, it cuts to
It
English.
cuts down. So now what I do is, so that's why I told you, it's more about strategy now.
Yeah.
If you're going to make a video, if you make a video in English, there are French-speaking people in Africa, there are Spanish people speaking in Africa, there's Portuguese, there's Arabic. So what you're doing is, if you post only English, you're losing out on
The rest
all
of the
these
other
other people. So they should be able to enjoy your own content
Yeah.
as well.
How do you dub? Is it like a system that is automated?
Yeah, it's automated. There's a platform that I use called 11 Labs. So I taught them how to do it. So you just need to upload your video. Then it's all
Called
AI.
11?
11 Labs.
11 Labs.
Maybe I'll show you afterwards.
Yeah.
You just put in 11 Labs. You just push
11?
Like this, if you guys dub this your video, all of you will be speaking French.
Yeah,
Like
that's
you
what
like
Damn.
bonjour, comment ça va? Ça va bien, xing xiao. You will be speaking.
But that's what you need, bro.
Yeah.
So if you if you check my back end as an English speaker, you'll be seeing my videos in Arab countries, in
Oh, wow.
French speaking countries,
And it's regional. It's automatically.
it's automatic. So first you're in that region because
so one
you know,
video that goes out in different spaces.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So this way I'm reaching more people.
Got you.
Reaching more people. So
Yeah.
it's a strategy. You guys can also try it as well. I always like to tell creators as well because the reason why you guys are not seeing content from Algeria, from Libya,
It's language.
it's
yeah.
language barrier.
Yeah.
The reason why you guys have never seen any content from Cape Verde before is because you guys don't speak Portuguese.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are things that happen there that you can learn from.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I think even like I think the biggest thing that we constantly talk about is because mostly I'd say we do the podcast in what we'd call local slang that is very understandable by people here. But you see, the biggest disadvantage of that is that it automatically just blocks.
Yeah.
It gives us such a big barrier.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, now we wanna just completely switch to English because one, Kenyans speak English. So we're not losing out on our local audience. But then that allows our content to now travel outside Kenya.
That's
But
right.
now even with English, now we can dub it into French, into Arabic.
Portuguese,
into whatever.
You know,
Yeah.
very soon we could have a clip talking about Egypt that is already big in Cairo.
I'm going to show you how the biggest creators are doing it. So we were talking about like 3 languages. So this is doing like 15.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go to his last video. And if you go here, you see audio tracks.
Yeah.
Look at Arabic, Blanda, Chinese, English, French, German, Hindi, Indonesia, Italian, Japanese, Korean. Look at all this. So
Whoa,
if you
my goodness.
click on Russia right now, so this is the
Russia.
trick he's using to become one of the biggest creators in the world. So that's what I'm like.
Bro, we have to
information.
just make this thing English and dub it.
yeah, you
Yeah.
do it in your primary language
And then we just
dub
dub
it
it
to
in
the
the
other
others.
ones.
Yeah. And upload the whole thing.
That's right.
Bro, that's the only way. Because also, social media gives us access to the rest of the world. Why limit ourselves
Yeah.
just here?
It's
bro?
language. So I
Yeah.
think more platforms. I think if you guys
Sorry. Yeah.
no, you can't work on music. Yeah, only
Music-
like
music, I
because
think, is
music
because of
goes. There's a lot that goes into music.
Copyright, bro.
No, like those
licensing.
melodies, like you know when you're
yeah,
singing,
true.
there's how you do the treble, so it's easy for people to speak.
But also, the copyright and the laws, like music, the labels are so strict, especially if you're working with labels, bro.
Yeah.
Eish.
But you know, like now, there's a feature on YouTube that you can use a popular song and share revenue with the artist. But that's such a stupid thing to do.
Yeah.
Just imagine you suffer, you make content,
Dude.
and then you are now giving
You know,
and then you're now giving
yeah.
Sean Paul.
artists the music that did the song 10 years ago. You're giving 50% or anything. you're
Yeah, why?
Do you know that's what happened to us on the live stream? Because part of the stream we had performances and everything. Actually, on YouTube now you see a green thing that does this. Like soon as you see this on monetization, all of it. I think half. We stayed up for 24 hours. Yeah,
my
all the
God.
performances and everything on the stream.
Yeah.
It did. The small dollars we got, all of it, half of it went to the performers. Yeah.
Oh my God, you can imagine after all the pins.
After saying
So in
No,
short,
but
you're
anyway,
saying
they
I was
deserve it.
awake for charisma, keynote, like
shout out to the homies, bro. They deserve it. I'd give them 100% of that revenue. I don't care.
Oh, for real?
But how much is it, bro?
It's like you're rich.
exactly.
How much is this thing you're wearing?
I can. Okay, this.
You know you're actually trending on
Like-
TikTok as the new rich person.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You guys are saying
how
you're
much
in the
is this thing?
Illuminati.
Really?
Yes.
Because the way he's talking, like we can give them the
It's
money.
because when you're talking about your previous house had 3 floors, then the guys were like, you were 24 living in a 3-floor house.
Explain.
You are now 30.
Yeah, how?
you
You haven't seen the
boy?
videos?
No,
You
not
know,
a
you
boy.
you're like
famous on
gone
YouTube.
viral. Guys
Like,
are
people
like,
are like, may the god of Chaxy locate you.
yeah.
What the fuck?
Chaxy is in the Illuminati.
you for real?
Yeah, it's going crazy.
You know, I got late to get on TikTok, but I have an account now and I've been posting. Not as much as I would, but I'm working on content for that. So I'm still not active. So
Yeah,
they
at
keep
least
telling
I'll
me.
show
Yeah.
you.
So that's what's happening on TikTok.
Yeah,
It's-
actually
yeah.
from Thursday.
Yeah. It's
That's
from that
the
story
video that's
you were
been
going to
going viral.
hunt for an apartment.
Yeah.
Alafu, the person showing you the apartment was late. And then you saw a 5-bedroom villa and you took the villa.
Yeah.
You guys were like, how do you make decisions?
That is crazy.
Why didn't you just tell them I'm in the Illuminati? Guys, why did you lie to them?
No,
Just
they've
tell them
already
the
made
truth.
peace.
Okay. Okay.
And it's also fun to see the theories.
Yeah.
Especially, Oh, so what do I search? Because I just want to go see.
I'll send you the video.
Second. Okay, please send
And then there are people who know you personally. I know him. He's a manager at place X. I'm like,
All the best.
Anyway.
I knew he had money.
Exactly, he does.
Yeah.
I do have money.
Yeah, give us.
I
Maybe you should,
receive
go
the
and
blessing.
you should go and maintain those wells, Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast. And make a video out of that.
Yeah.
me, I came to understand you. You have bad money problems. Like you're bad with money, but in a good way. Does that make
I don't know,
sense?
like money just doesn't do anything.
If he
to
gives
me.
me $1,000 and you $1,000 right now, and tomorrow we're having breakfast, you will have $2. You will have $2 and like a cat you just bought.
Please repeat.
And then me, I will have $998. And I've paid the Uber.
That's right.
That's true. But Steve, thank you so much for making time, bro.
Yes,
This was
appreciate
fun.
Fun.
You're welcome. Anytime you're in Nairobi, please.
Hit
And
us
so
up.
our audience, they're called Checkmates. And
Checkmates.
And you'll see them. I'm sure they'll come to your IG.
No,
your
for
YouTube.
sure.
As soon as you post the Migingo, they'll tell you. Because normally they'll be like, I'm a
Mike
Checkmate. They'll tell you.
me. Yeah.
So now, when you come back, come back. When you come back, the love story is for you.
Yeah, really.
It's such
Yeah.
bro, we have the most beautiful community.
Community.
Oh, that's
the
facts.
most beautiful
They
community.
literally fight for us.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It
We have-
protest for you.
Yeah, like someone would be like,
Just go and say something.
Yeah.
At Mariah, your
And see
hair
what
today was
happens.
looking,
Just
hey,
one.
drrr.
See what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. So travel, then come back. I promise you, when come back, they'll be excited. Be like, yeah, give us updates now.
Yeah.
And they'll follow on the videos.
Yeah,
so thank
of
you so
course.
much for
And
making
even
time.
us when we
Thank you
come,
so
we'll
much.
bring Gideri. We'll have to have
Better avocados. That's a promise.
Fufu Gideri has to
And
happen.
avocado.
Yeah.
We'll bring avocados.
You guys should keep avocado for me, please.
No, we got you.
We will.
It's not
We
fair.
got you.
Yeah.
We will.
Got you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, bro.
Thank you,
And
bro.
you're welcome again.
I appreciate it.
This has been
Let
fun.
me see if I'll get it correctly.
Say Menduko. Please don't say Nduko.
Onduko.
Just call me S to the end.
S to the end.
S to the
Hell
N.
no. Hell
Anyway,
no.
S to the N, episode 271.
Lovely.
Over 26.
This is
This is the Brunch Club.
Over 26.
Welcome back to
The mics are closed.
Now, when you watch it, you'll understand.